Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to have you here and to welcome you to EquipHer 2021. EquipHer is an initiative of Women Radio with a mandate to empower women and girls, where they would learn skills to be financially independent. And you agree with me that a lot of women are disadvantaged financially. So this is like a deliberate move by Women Radio to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. I also want to thank DigiBill for their timely partnership for putting up this event together for everyone to benefit, because we all know that women are, like I said earlier, very disadvantaged in a lot of things. I also want to thank the team working together to put this event together. Please, I would like to implore you to make the most of this opportunity and you have a great learning experience. Please, can you mute yourself? If you're not talking, please. Can you mute yourself? If you're not talking, please. Please kindly mute yourself if you're not talking. Okay. So I guess you guys can hear me now. So I want to say thank you to everyone that has made our time to attend this training today. It's a training on mini importation, e-commerce, and digital marketing, and which I think is very timely for us now. So please permit me to welcome Mr. Olorunshola Emmanuel, who is a business coach and entrepreneur, and is going to take on the training from now till about 1 p.m. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everybody.
Shola, are you here with us, sir?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Okay, so you have the floor now, sir.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I want to be sure you can hear me. Am I audible enough? If you can hear me, just please just type 1 in the chat section or the comment section so I can know that you can hear me. Please, if you can hear me, just let me know so I can move on. I can continue with. I don't want to just go ahead and talk to myself. I want to be sure you can hear me. So if anybody can hear me, please just type 1 or just say I can hear you. Okay, loud and clear. Thank you very much. My name is Olorunshola Emmanuel, and I'm very excited for this rare opportunity. And before I start anything, I want to specially thank the management of WFM 91.7, starting with Dr. Tunde Okewale and Ms. Tom Okewale Shonaya. It's really a very, very big opportunity and privilege for me because my whole career as an individual or as an entrepreneur started with WFM 91.7. I mean, the station gave me the opportunity, my first real opportunity to actually put into practice, in practical, what I learned. So thank you very much. And thank you for continuing to be a voice for women and also supporting the growth of people in the society generally. I remember the Financial Girl had something similar to this, and I hope as many people that participate in this 2 days training, they will have an impactful life after now. So thank you very much. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen without wasting our time. Okay, please, can you make me a host so I can share my screen, or just give user permission to share screen? I try to share my screen now, and I just got the update that I can't share my screen. So please, if you can just give me the right to share my screen so I can go on. Okay, I'm going to open my video. But I want to share my screen. I think my screen is the most important thing I should be able to share right now, not my face. So if I'm able to share my screen, that will work for everybody. So you either make me a host, a co-host, or give permission. Oh, okay, that's fine. Thank you very much. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen now. So I believe everybody can see my screen now, and I'll just go ahead and close my video. Okay. Yeah, so good morning once again, everybody. My name is EquipHer Emmanuel. I'm an entrepreneur, business sales strategist. I'm an author. I wrote a book, The Online Selling Manual, and I'm the team lead of DigiView Nigeria Limited. So I won't waste our time. Like I said, I'll just go ahead and tell us about why we are here. So during the course of this 2 days training, we are going to be covering everything related to e-commerce. We are going to learn from the scratch, from the beginning, what e-commerce is all about. Even if you've never sold anything before in your life, after this training, you should be confident to become a successful e-commerce person. You should be able to run 6 to 7 figures e-commerce business, even if you are starting from the scratch. Like I said, this is going to be very practical. I'm going to be showing you how I started from nothing to where I am today. So it's going to be very, very practical. You are going to enjoy this session. So if you're on your laptop, you can open a different browser for you to explore the things I'll be sharing with you. If you're on your phone, of course, you can do the same just for you. And if you have a question, make sure you type in the comment section in the chat box, and I'll be able to attend to them. So during the course of this training, we are going to talk about what e-commerce is generally, and then how you can get started, what mini importation is. Mini importation is just like an aspect of e-commerce in entirety. So, and then you're going to learn how to build a career out of e-commerce. So it's one thing for you to be an e-commerce person, for you to know about it. It's one thing for you to be a mini importation person. You import goods to Nigeria, you buy for low and sell for high, but you don't really know how to build a career out of it to become very, very successful, because there's a difference between you just buying and selling and for you to build a brand out of it. So you're going to learn how to do that. And then, of course, the digital marketing part, where you're going to learn how to make sales on the internet, whereby you can stay in anywhere in the world and then still make sales. I'm going to be sharing a lot of practical stories with you, a lot of practical things you can get started with. So this is where you are going to learn everything. So at the end of this 2-day session, you are going to have a lot of things to go with. Trust me, this whole thing we package together here is worth more than 100,000, but you are going to get it all for free. There is no holding back or anything. There is no hoarding of any information. You're going to get everything absolutely free. So if you have your friends that you think they should be in this class, it's advisable for you to share this, share the video, share the link, let them join. You are only helping them. You should not be selfish because you're getting it for free. So it doesn't cost you anything to share with your friends, as many as possible, because I'm very confident that after this, a lot of persons, they are going to have a financial turnaround just the way I did. So I'm just going to go ahead. So who am I? My name is EquipHer Emmanuel again. I'm a business coach and entrepreneur. And before I just go on, just for the sake of I don't know the number of persons that are here. I don't know what you do. I don't know where you're from, but I just want to share a little of my story with you, and hoping it will help you stay motivated all through the course of this training, because this is what changed my life, and I'm going to be very real and practical with you. So I am from Kogi State, a village in Kogi State. I studied pure and applied chemistry, and for the sake of those that does not know anything about me, I studied pure and applied chemistry, and a 4 years chemistry course took me 7 years to graduate. I was failing and failing. I had 3 extra years, and I eventually graduated with a pass. I mean, that pass gave me, I think my CGPA was 1.2 or 1 point something. I can't remember, but it was a pass. So what they eventually did for me was what we call let my people go. They were tired of seeing this boy coming over and over again, and they just had to let me go. So I graduated with a pass, and with that result, I mean, for someone that has a first class in Nigeria, your chances of getting a job is low. Talk more of someone like me that has a pass. I won't even get a job as a gate man in some organizations. So I knew from that moment that if I have to be successful, I have to look for alternative means. And I have this single fear that kept me alive, and that is the fear of failure. I do not want a time to ever come in my life where I'll see my colleagues, my friends, or people that we used to be in the same class. I don't want a time to come where I'll see them and I will not be able to talk expressly or look at them in the eyes. So I decided to start looking for every possible way that is legit and legal that I can use to make money. And I started researching how to make money on the internet. I tried a lot of different things. I was making liquid soap. I was printing recharge card. I learned photography. I learned, just name it, anything, because I knew that my colleagues has gone. I mean, as out of when my friends were already working, I was still trying to pass an exam in school. But to cut the long story short, I was able to learn mini importation from a mentor, Mr. Stephen Akintayo, and that was the beginning of everything. But without wasting our time, I'm just going to show you some interesting facts. Okay, this was me sometimes in 2014, 2015. I was making liquid soap. I mean, like I mentioned, I studied chemistry, pure and applied chemistry. So I did my industrial training in Kano, Gongoni Company in Kano. For those of you that may know Gongoni Company, they make Baygon insecticide. They make a lot of different things. So I was able to learn how to make this thing. So I started making it. So what I did then in Lagos was I'll go to Ojota in Lagos. I'll buy this plastic. I'll buy chemicals. Then since I learned basic graphics design, I'll do the label myself, and I'll package it like this. And I started selling, and I'll take it to some places, and they'll say it doesn't have NAFDAC number. They cannot buy, blah blah blah. And I'll just give it to them. Don't worry, just take. When they sales, call me. I'll come and collect the money. Some never called me till today, but I mean, this is just to show you the beginning and how it all started. And when I was doing this, I was also looking for place for my NYSC, and that was how I luckily and miraculously went to WFM, where I eventually did my service. So when I go to WFM in the morning to do because I worked at WFM as an office admin, and then from there I handled the social media for a while before I eventually became the assistant to the MD before I left. So after doing my normal job during the day, I go home in the evening to mix chemicals, to still package this for sale. And because I was just scared of failure, I don't want a time to come where I'll fail. So I was ready to do anything that is legally possible to make money. And then this is how it started. And then this was me where I was mixing chemical. If you look at this picture, you see poverty. You see real poverty. You see a real person that has really gone through a lot. And then at the point I upgraded, of course, since even though I failed as a student, I know that being educated means you have to do some things differently. So, I mean, there was a time people were selling liquid soap. They'll put it inside bottled water and all that. But I decided to brand my own. I mean, this is one of the product I had then, one liquid wash. I was selling this for 200 naira. I mean, I was just doing everything legally possible. And then I moved from there to becoming who I am today. This was last year. These pictures was last year during there was pandemic last year. I got married last year, March 14th. So it's my wedding anniversary yesterday. And I went with my wife for a 10 days honeymoon. And the 10 days honeymoon turned to 3 months honeymoon. I think that should be the longest honeymoon ever in the world because the lockdown happened and we were stuck in Dubai with my wife. So this was the picture I took there. And the reason why I decided to share all these things for you is for you to see that I didn't get my life all figured out before me. It's not like everything was all set. It's not like I was having everything all fixed for me. I mean, I walked through the process. Okay, someone will ask, how did I move from this guy to this guy? So like I mentioned, I worked with WFM and I learned more skills. I mean, the MD, Mr. Okewale Shonai, I was always pushing everybody to do more. And so I learned more, perfected my graphics, and eventually I got a job. And while doing the job, I know that my salary was still not enough to keep me going. So I started to learn mini importation, and the mini importation changed my life. I'm going to show you how I started from the scratch, from the beginning to how I got here today. So I decided to share this story, not to waste your time. I know you are not here to listen to my autobiography, but I'm just letting you know that if you take this serious, it can change your life the way it changed mine. Because I mean, I imagine if I was still working, if I'm not a full-time entrepreneur, if I had a salary paying job and I was in Dubai for 3 months lockdown, I mean, the cost of, you all know how much it costs to stay a night in Dubai. Talk more of spending 3 nights, and not just you, with my wife and all that. So God has been faithful in us. So I just want to use this to encourage you so that you take this very, very serious. And this is my company, DigiView Nigeria Limited. Imagine a guy that moved from graduating with a pass to owning a company, a multinational company that is fully registered in Nigeria, in China, and in Ghana. I mean, we're supposed to open in Dubai last year, but the lockdown happened, so we could not do that. So these are some of my staff here in Nigeria, and a lot of them has MSc. Meanwhile, I I can't even, I don't even have postgraduate, but this is my staff. The company DigiView Nigeria Limited is into a lot of things, but the main service we render is procurement and logistics from China to Nigeria and Ghana. So we help people buy goods from China to Nigeria. So this is just one of my companies. I have different brands that I work on right now. I have a full digital marketing brand. So you're going to learn how I started to owning this kind of brand right here in Nigeria. And I started from a room self-contained, and today God has blessed us. We have our head office in Lagos. We have a branch here in Lagos, in Abuja, and then in different places. So in the last couple of years, in the last 3 to 4 years, I've trained over 10,000 individuals to start mini importation and e-commerce business, which you are going to learn today. And trust me, they paid a fortune for it. And you're going to be getting it for free, absolutely free. You're not going to pay a dime. All thanks to WFM for this partnership. So if I'm able to move from that guy that graduated with a pass that everybody thought, oh, this guy, you cannot be anything, to owning multiple brands that has done thousands to millions of sales. And some of the students I've trained, like I mentioned, I've trained over 10,000 people in Nigeria today. And some of them has gone ahead to own their own e-commerce business. Some of them own logistics company. They're all doing, I know some of my students that are doing minimum of like 10 million naira per year right now because of this business. So if you are going to take this serious, you are going to learn a lot. So I won't waste our time more. I'll just go ahead to why we are here. So what is e-commerce? I know that a lot of us have some basic understanding or knowledge about what e-commerce is before now. So I won't waste that time, but I just want to give it to you in the simplest way possible, in the simplest way you can understand it. So e-commerce, also known as electronic commerce or internet commerce, refers to buying and selling of goods and services using the internet, the transfer of money and data to execute these transactions. So what this simply means is any transaction you carry out that's passed through any electronic means is e-commerce. I'm going to give you a simple example. Take, for instance, you have your phone that you are using right now, and probably you have a laptop. Maybe the laptop is getting old, and then, or maybe nothing is wrong with the laptop. Maybe maybe it was your birthday yesterday, and someone just, maybe your elder brother sent you a laptop, a brand new laptop. So you cannot use two laptops, yeah? So you decide to just snap that laptop you were using before and post it on your WhatsApp stories and say, hey, I have this laptop. There's nothing wrong with it, working perfectly fine, but my brother got me a new one, so I want to let go of this. So if you want, you can say, I want to let it go for 50,000 naira. So if you post it on your WhatsApp and any of your friends or your contacts they stumbled on it and they say, hey, can I pay 40,000? They just negotiated or they agreed to pay that 50,000 straight away. And you sent your account number and they paid you, and then you send the laptop to them. That simple thing you've done is an e-commerce transaction. That's the simplest way. So e-commerce is just the normal commerce, buying and selling of goods or services, but via the electronic means where you pay, it's done electronically. So that's the simplest way I can explain this. This is the easiest way I can explain it, which I hope we all understand. So why e-commerce? I know a lot of people, there's been a lot of noise about e-commerce. So why e-commerce? E-commerce is the future, if not everything the life revolves around. I mean, this is Jack Ma, the richest man in China today, or one of the richest, let me not say the richest man, one of the richest man in the world in China today, because Jack Ma is the founder and CEO of Alibaba Groups. Alibaba owns a lot of companies in China. We are going to be seeing them. We are going to be using part of them. That's why I'm using him as the main face for e-commerce. But of course, it's no news that the richest man in the world right now is Jeff Bezos, which is the CEO of Amazon. Now, we know that Amazon is also an e-commerce platform. So you see why you should take e-commerce seriously. Now, no matter the job you're doing right now, I'm not one of the people that will tell you fire your boss, quit your job. No, I'm going to tell you that you should have a side hustle, you should have a side business. And if you have a side business, what it's going to do for you is going to give you leverage. It's going to give you like a backup plan, so that when your full-time job or your 9 to 5 is shaking, you have something to rely on. Because trust me, if you check the list of the richest people in the world right now, you cannot see a civil servant amongst them. You cannot see someone that is doing, so it means that you have to have something you're doing. And I'm going to lay more emphasis on this later in the course of this training, why it is important. I'm not asking anybody to quit your job. It is important. I'm still going to tell you how when I was working, even when I was in WFM, I was still making, I was printing recharge cards, selling even in the office, I was selling liquid soap. Thank you for Mr. Okewale Shunaya for giving me the opportunity. I was still selling, even the company was buying the liquid soap, I was selling for office use when I was there. So it's always important for you to have a backup plan. It is always very, very important. So I won't tell you to quit your job, but have e-commerce as one of it, because e-commerce is the future till the end of time. Till the end of time, no matter what religion, what you worship, you have to know that till the end of time, e-commerce will continue to be relevant. And then it's evolving. Thank God to COVID-19. COVID-19 pandemic gave more people more opportunity to see how important e-commerce is. Now, more people, a lot of persons before COVID-19, they believe that you cannot buy anything online. You have to go to the physical store. But when the pandemic happened and there was a lockdown, people resolved to buy online. All online stock jumped. I mean, I was in Dubai during the lockdown and I bought Jumia stock. Jumia, our own Nigerian e-commerce brand. I bought Jumia stock around $5 last year, March. And as of today, it's already close to 100. So it's a lot of opportunity for a lot of persons to now see that e-commerce is the big deal. And more people, Nigeria as a company, as a country, we are like, we are a consuming nation. We import almost everything down to toothpick. We import everything because we don't have factories that manufacture products. So this makes anybody that is into e-commerce stand a better chance of making a lot of money. Now, don't say, okay, if everybody is doing it, if everybody is importing, who will buy from each other? I mean, I told you I've trained over 10,000 people, and that's part of what I hear from them. They say, Mr. Emmanuel, why do you keep training people? If everybody is importing, who will buy from each other? So, but one thing people fail to realize is that Nigeria has a population of approximately 200 million people. So I tell them, how many have you sold to? If you have just 1,000 real customers, that's a lot of millions for you. Because if you are selling a product for just 1,000 naira and you are making 1,000 profit and you sell to 1,000 people, that's your first 1 million naira. It's as simple as that. So I'm still going to get to it. Let me not waste time on this. So let's just go on with the slides. So what are the types of e-commerce? Now, remember I used e-commerce I used an example for e-commerce using you just selling something on WhatsApp and someone buying from you as the simplest form. But e-commerce is deeper than that. E-commerce is way more than that. E-commerce is broad. So I'm going to be breaking it down for you during the course of this training so you understand from the scratch, like I said, it doesn't matter if you have never sold anything before in your life. It doesn't matter if you are a complete beginner. After this training, you are going to be so confident you are going to become a pro. So there are types of e-commerce. The first one is B2B, that's business to business. This exists between two brands, two organizations, or I can use the example of the one that exists between the manufacturer and the wholesalers. Now, the B2B example is like DGV Nigeria Limited. Like we help people buy goods from China and bring it to Nigeria. So the people we serve, they are not retailers, they are wholesalers, people that buy directly from companies in China and then they resell it in Nigeria at retail price. So the relationship between either those people and the company they are buying from is business to business. I don't know if you understand, please. If I'm too fast, I need you to just let me know in the comment section. If you are understanding, if I'm still on track, just type go on Emmanuel, or just let me know so that I know that I'm not talking to myself, please. So just let me know if you can hear me loud and clear and if you still can see my screen. So I'll just go on. Okay. So that's the kind of business that exists between two businesses. That's business to business. Now there's B2C. B2C is business to consumer or business to customers, like the final consumer. This is the kind of relationship that exists between, like on Jumia, it's like business to consumer, because Jumia is the business now, and then consumer just go there. You can buy one item, you can buy one piece, you can buy two pieces. So in the case of this B2B, it's mostly wholesale. It's mostly bulk order. But in B2C, is the one that exists between the retailer now and the final consumer, which meanwhile, the one that exists here is the one that exists between the manufacturer and the wholesaler. So the B2C now is the one that exists between the retailer and the final consumer. An example of this is Gigi.com. That's the relationship that exists between you and Gigi. If you go Jumia, I mean, then C2C. C2C is consumer to consumer. An example is auction sites like Gigi. Like you can just, or the type I used as an example, like your phone on your WhatsApp. So that type of transaction you carried out is an e-commerce transaction, but it's the one that falls under consumer to consumer or customer to customer, because you just uploaded it and then the person got it directly. It's not like you have any middle party. It's not like you have any middleman. But remember, you still carried out that transaction electronically because of that WhatsApp that is the common factor between you and the person. So I want to know if this is making sense, please. Let me know if you understand before I go on. Okay, nope. We still have to talk about the third one, the fourth one. So the last one is what I call the M-commerce. The M-commerce has example of this is what we call these POS machines that we use. Like if you want to collect money, you go to the ATM is not dispensing, you just go to a Paga agent, any agent like that, you just go there, you give them your card, they'll give you the money. What you are still doing with that transaction is e-commerce. So you see, e-commerce is deep, is wide, is deeper than just you buying and selling. It's not all about buying and selling. It's more than that. So, and there are a lot of ways you can make money if you're in e-commerce industry, a lot of ways. So we are going to be exploring one after the other. So I hope you are going to get a lot of value from this. So where is the money in e-commerce? Because I've been saying there's money. Where is the money? Now, e-commerce, despite the way I've explained it in its simplest form and the way I mentioned it, there is a way you can make money here as a vendor. There's a way you can make money. Oh, okay. Thank you. You can hear me loud and clear. Thank you, Victoria. So you can make money as a vendor. You can make money as a virtual store. You can make money as a logistics, but you cannot make money as a consumer. How? So you've learned that, okay, e-commerce has different range. Okay, let me just go back and share something with you here. Let me just say something here. So here we see that there are different types of e-commerce, but here we are going to be focusing on the one that has to do with you buying the product and reselling. So you are going to focus on that. So we are moving on now. So in e-commerce, you have different players. The first one is vendors or what we call merchants. As a vendor or as a merchant, it's going to require you to have physical products. You are going to import the product or you manufacture. I don't know how you get the product. But for the sake of this training, since we are talking about importation and e-commerce, so you are going to import the product from China. You are going to see why I'm talking about China later on in the course. So in case you just say, Emmanuel is just talking about China. So you're going to see why I mentioned China. So in e-commerce, you have the main player, which is the vendors, like the people that actually import the goods and have the goods physically in stock here in Nigeria. So these people, they have the products. And then remember we say e-commerce is any business that is done electronically, that is done via the internet or any electronic means. So as a vendor, if you have imported your product from China to Nigeria, the product is already with you. Now, how do you sell? You need a virtual store. Now, remember the story of your laptop I used in the beginning. Your WhatsApp in that story is your virtual store, because you posted it on your WhatsApp stories. And that is how your friends were able to see the laptop you wanted to sell. And then they decided to buy, and one of them decided to buy that laptop. So your laptop, your WhatsApp here serves as your virtual store. So when you hear that you need a virtual store, it's not compulsory for you to have a website. As an e-commerce person, it's not compulsory for you to have a website before you can make money on the internet, or as an e-commerce player. It's not compulsory at all. You can decide to have your own website, good and clear. It's very, very okay if you have your own website. But if you do not have, you can still make money. So I'm going to use you not having a website as an example, using that WhatsApp story I used in the beginning for you selling your laptop. So now you have that laptop as a vendor, and then you post it on your virtual store, which is your WhatsApp, and then your customer, your customer here now is your friend that saw it. So your friend saw it and decided to say, oh, I'm interested. And you said, okay, it's 10,000, 50,000. And the customer sent the money to you. When the customer sent the money to you, let's assume, okay, I'm live right now from Abuja. I'm in Abuja right now. But let's assume that your friend is in Lagos, or that my friend is in Lagos. So how do I get my laptop from me to this, my customer that has paid 50,000 for that laptop? So that means I'll need the logistics. So now the logistics here is the one that will now collect money to now help me pick the goods from here and move it to this customer. Is it making sense? I don't know if you understand. I'm trying to use this basic. I know some of us already know these things, but I'm starting from the beginning for the sake of people that has zero knowledge of how these things works. So how do you now make money? Now, do you know that there are some people that they don't have a product, they don't have to import goods? Okay, you that you are here, of course, you have made money. Let's assume you import phones that you want to sell, or laptops, and then you put it on your virtual store, and then a customer here bought the product, and here this person shipped it for you. That means you are going to be making money as a vendor. Now, let's assume you don't have let's assume you as a vendor, you don't even have WhatsApp. Maybe you don't have friends on your WhatsApp that want to buy what you are selling. Does it mean you will not make sales? No. Now, your virtual store can be your social media pages. Your virtual store can be your Instagram page. It can be your Twitter page. It can be your Facebook page. It can be your TikTok. It can be your anything. It can be your WhatsApp. But let's assume, like I mentioned, your WhatsApp, maybe because WhatsApp requires you to have a lot of people that will probably need that product for you to show them and they'll be interested. But let's scrap that you don't have WhatsApp. There are some people that has a lot of followers on social media. Like some people has up to 20,000, 50,000, 1 million, 2 million, 5 million on their social media pages. So these people, they are going to be making money in e-commerce too, but they don't have to buy products. They don't have to import product. How? Because they already have the audience. They already have the number of followers. Take, for instance, let's use maybe anybody. Let's use anybody that has a lot of followers. Let's assume, okay, like right now on my Instagram page, I have just 6,000. Yeah, I have just 6,000 followers on my Instagram page. So let's assume you imported some wristwatches from this place and you have the product from China and they're already with you, but you don't know how to get the wristwatches to people. Now you can come to me as a virtual store now and say, Emmanuel, how about I give you my products? You help me post them on your Instagram page. because I know you have a lot of followers, even though it's small compared to some people that has millions. But I'm just using this as a basic example for you to understand how you can make money even as a virtual store, especially if right now you have a lot of followers. You can choose not to be importing goods and just become a virtual store for people. You just become a platform that help people make sales, and they will eventually pay you for that too. So if you come to me and say, okay, Emmanuel, help me post this wristwatch on your social media, on your Instagram page, so people can buy from you. Because first, because I'm a popular, because people already know me, because of course, for you to have a lot of followers, that means you are popular to an extent. So that means to an extent, people have your trust. That's why they are following you. So if I now post that wristwatch, maybe you're saying the wristwatch is 5,000. If I now post that wristwatch for 5,000, and then any of my followers see the wristwatch and they decide to buy, I've helped you make sales. So it is your duty. Now, some virtual stores, or they call them influencers. That's the real word. They call them influencers. The reason why I don't want to call it influencers is you might be thinking of some big celebrities. You don't need big celebrities. You don't need anybody that has more than 100,000 followers. You don't need them as a beginner. Why? Unless they're your friends and they're ready to push it for you, because they're likely going to be asking you for big money. And remember, we are starting from the scratch with the little money we have. So there's no point going to people that already has 1 million followers, 2 million followers and the likes. No, you want to start with people that has between 10,000 and 90,000 followers. So those people are still reasonable with their price. Some of them, you can even give them a deal. Don't worry, you are not going to pay them, though you are going to send them free products. A lot of them might not say, they might tell you they don't want free product. But what I'm just trying to emphasize here is that people make money just being influencers on social media, just being a virtual store, because you send your product to them and then they can charge you upfront. Some of them can say, okay, I want commission for every sale. I want 5%. So if you are selling a product for 10,000, for example, for every sale, they can be making maybe 500 or 1,000. You can be giving them that commission for every sale, or you can pay them upfront. They can say, okay, pay me 20,000 and they'll post it for you. So, but either ways, as an influencer, they are not importing product themselves, but they are still making money. I don't know if you are understanding. I don't know if I'm rushing or if I'm making sense, but I want to believe you are getting the point I'm trying to make. Then, here as a logistics, if you have posted a product, if you have sent your product to this person to post for you, and this person posted it for you, and this person decided to buy, you still need logistics to bring the goods to you. You still need logistics to help you handle the product from you to the final consumers here. So you see, in e-commerce, you can make money as a vendor by importing the product yourself. You can make money by having a virtual store or having a website like Jumia. Jumia is a virtual store, but Jumia is just a marketplace. Jumia is not the one selling the product directly. All the products you are buying on Jumia is from people like you that imported the product from China and now place the product on Jumia. So for every sale, Jumia is collecting commission. So that is how they are making money. So as a virtual store, you can still be making money a lot without having to worry about importing products yourself. As a logistics, you can be making money. But as a consumer, this is the position you don't want to be in your life. You don't want to just be a consumer. You don't want to, if you keep buying, yes, you have the money, you are working, maybe you are earning 6-figure salary every month. It doesn't matter. If you keep giving, you keep buying. What are people buying from you? What are people getting from you to give you money? So you have to sell something too. So this is the worst. That is why I put it in red. This is the worst position anybody want to be in life, because you don't want to just be the consumer, because nobody's giving you anything. You are giving out. If you are not giving vendor, you are giving logistics. If you are not, you are just always giving out money. So you don't want to be a consumer. So you want to find one out of these to stay. If you cannot import the product yourself, build your social media followership to an extent so that you can start. If you see your friends, there's no way you open your WhatsApp and you will not see 2 or 3 of your friends that are posting something. Come and buy shoe, come and buy bag, come and buy shirt, come and buy this. So if you have them, since you already have, if you build your followership on social media to up to maybe 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, you can tell them, let me post it for you. You give me commission. It's as simple as that. Or you can tell them, how about you give me 10,000? Let me post it for you And I'll tell you that I'll tell people, hey guys, if you buy from these guys, it's nice. I bought it myself, even though you've not bought it before. You can say, I bought it, it's really nice, blah, 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 blah. That you are doing is you are giving them a referral, you are giving them a shout out. And each time you do that, when they make profit, they'll need logistics. Meanwhile, logistics will not do it for free. They will not just come to your house, help you pick your good and send it to your consumers, your customers. That means you can also decide not to be a virtual store. You can decide not to import product. You can decide not to set up to become a virtual store. You can just decide to set up a logistics company, because that's another industry, or like a mini industry, or that e-commerce that is growing per day. Because more than ever before, COVID-19 pushed people to be buying online. And when people are now buying online, there's a need for more delivery companies. So you can decide to just be helping people. You can become errand boys. You can decide to help them pick from this person and deliver to this person. But if you are here in the middle, you can never make money. That is why this training, I don't know if until now you don't have any business you're doing. I don't know if until now you are just a full-time person working. After this training, I want you to move from being just a consumer to any of these four. And how are you going to do that? You are going to learn it also in this training, absolutely for free. So I'm just going to show you the next slide where I have everything all fixed out for you. So how do you get started? If you now say, okay, Emmanuel, I've just been talking about e-commerce. I've been talking about, okay, buying a product, becoming a merchant, this and that. But how do I even get started? That is what we are going to be talking about now. So steps to building a successful e-commerce business. Now, you know that for you to be successful, you have to first have a product. You have to start selling a product, or as an e-commerce person, you have to decide if you want to sell a product, if you want to be a logistics, or if you want to be a virtual store. But for the sake of this training, we are going to be focusing on you actually selling product, because that one is the most profitable. Trust me. Of all these three I mentioned here, where is it? Of all these three places you can make money, this is the most profitable. This is where you make a lot of money. These ones you make money too, but okay, yeah, because you are going to put in less effort compared to what you are going to have to do here. But this one gives you more results to make a lot of money compared to this and this. That is where we are going to be focusing on you becoming a vendor, importing the product yourself as an e-commerce person. So, but before you are able to start and become successful, there are some basic things you have to do. The number one thing that you have to do before starting is choosing a niche. Now, you see, in e-commerce, you are going to see the site I'm going to be introducing you to and how we are going to start. You are going to see a lot of products, a lot of things you can sell. But if you rush in, if you just rush and just buy anything without doing your proper check, you are going to fail. Because this business, the same way it's so easy for you to make money is the same way it's easy for you to lose money. Trust me on this. The same way it's easy for you to make a lot of money on the internet doing e-commerce business, the same way it's so easy for you to lose everything. That's why you see some people that say, e-commerce, I beg, is not profitable. That thing, they work. That thing has scam, different things. But if you don't do some certain things, you are doomed to fail. But because I've done this thing, I've followed it. Now, I'm not just a preacher. I don't just tell you this is what to do. I'm actively involved. So these are the things I've done that I know that they helped me to overcome a lot of problems. That's why I'm sharing with you. So the first thing is for you to choose a niche or a product. How do you choose a niche? You see, the first step to building an e-commerce business is to know what product you want to sell. This is often the most challenging part of starting a new online business. What do you sell? It's not like you just see your friend is selling baby items. The next thing, and maybe she's making a lot of money. The next thing, you don't know the market research the person has done. You don't know what the person has done. Because your friend is selling baby items, boom. Emmanuel has taught me how to do mini importation. The first thing you are buying are baby items. What is your strategy? So it is important for you to first find a product. Now, how do you find a product? How do you have a niche? There are a lot of ways we can do research. And that starts with you first knowing what do you think people need. You see, there are two ways you can do this. You either look for what people need and meet that need, or look for what people want. You see, before now, people will tell you, sell what people need, sell what people need, sell what people need. But trust me, from my years of experience in e-commerce, selling different types of products, making millions of nairas, I can tell you that it's not all about what people need anymore. It's what people want. What am I talking about? You see, some people would rather spend money on what they want than what they need, unless that need now becomes a problem. Take, for example, everybody is supposed to protect their eyes. And I'm going to use this example because it's something I did practically. I'm going to open my camera for you to see me. I'm wearing a glass right now, and how I end up selling that product to make millions of naira in Nigeria because of a personal problem. So when you are looking for a product to sell, you have to first start with your environment. What are the things that people need in your environment? What major problem is facing your environment? Like, there was one of my students in 2018. Yeah, 2018. She chatted me and said, boss, I'm sorry, I've not been active on the group, because I have a WhatsApp group for my students. I have different groups for all my students. So she came and said, in that particular badge, I think she was in 400 level then. She chatted me and said, boss, I'm sorry, I've not been active on the group. I do see your post, I do see your teaching on the group, but the reason why I've not been active is because I'm in final year and our school, there's no light. So I have to be putting off my phone so I can save the battery to be able to browse the internet. And now immediately I said, so as an entrepreneur or as someone that knows how to do mini importation, what does that tell you? She said, I don't know. I just want to leave it for now. And later when I graduate, I'll now start selling. I said, you are missing out a big opportunity. Now, you being in the school and there's no light and you have to be saving your battery is the more reason why you should import power banks. Because that is already a problem you've identified that you should be able to solve. If you are now importing power banks, you are going to be selling because they need their battery charged. And then since there's no light in the school, you want to argue, okay, how do I charge my battery since there's no light? Import solar power banks. Solar power banks does not need battery light. They only need sunlight. I said, you can even add solar lamps to it. There are some solar lamps that you are going to charge with lamp, and it has USB cord for you to be able to use it to charge. So the solar lamp allows them to read at night without needing NEPA or electricity. And then you still use your solar power bank to charge your phone. And then that is a need you are solving. And if you are meeting a need, you are already solving a problem. And if you are solving a problem, people will be happy to give you their money. That's the fact. If you are meeting a need in people's lives, they will be happy to give you their money. It's not so difficult to make sales. It's not so difficult. Look, I moved from selling liquid soap, selling a recharge card to be able to sell anything. I'm going to tell you how I started my mini importation. The first product I was selling as a guy was pants, female pants. Everybody thought I was crazy. And one of my friends said, Emmanuel, now, for those of you that doesn't understand Yoruba, it simply means that of all the things in this world, it's only panties you want to be selling. But because I did my own research, and we are going to get there, I'm going to tell you how. But I'm just telling you this for you to know how to think of product ideas, when you want to research how to get products you want to sell. So I told this lady, how about you import power banks and then electric and then solar lamps and start selling to students? They will buy. Because at this point, is a need for them. Because look at how many people like you are in their final years, they want to write exam and they need light now, they need their phone to access the internet. Do you know that this lady imported, I think the first set she imported 20 pieces, and she was buying, I think she bought those lamps. I can't remember, this is 2018 now. I think she bought one for maybe 1,000 and she was selling for 99,000. I was shocked when she told me how much she was saying. She sent me the pictures. If you are following me on Instagram, if you click on some testimonials, if you check deep down to 2018, I posted her result, her feedback, the product she imported. I posted it on my WhatsApp, on my Instagram. So I can't remember the exact amount, but this lady made a lot of money doing this alone. So this is how to see problems. Now, I'm going to tell you the most recent one. I'm going to open my camera right now so you see the glasses I'm wearing, and I'll tell you the story behind it. So I want to believe you can see my face now. I want to believe you can see me. I'm wearing a glass right now. Now, this glass is not a medicated glasses. It's not like this glass was recommended by a doctor. But I'm going to tell you how I come about wearing these glasses and how I turn around to make it make a lot of money. So now you've seen the glasses. I've closed my camera now. Now, these glasses I'm wearing, last year before the pandemic started around March. So okay, I think there's a chat. Okay, sorry if you can't see me. I've closed my camera, but I can just open it again. Can you see me now? It's just a normal glasses that protects your eye. This glass is called anti-blue eye. It protects your eye from screen because you're going to get there. That's why I'm telling you this story. So you understand why I'm telling you this story now. So in 2020, I mean, last year, January, I had an event in Ibadan. I called it I named it how to make your first 1 million as an e-commerce person. I did it at University of Ibadan last year, January. Like I said, some of these things, I post them on my Instagram page. So if you follow me and Emmanuel on Instagram, you are going to see some of these things I'm talking about. So January last year, I had an event at Ibadan, University of Ibadan, and the flyers was everywhere. It was scheduled for a Saturday, and everybody were already looking forward to it, excited and all. And then the Monday of that week, the very Monday of that week, I was supposed to have that training. I woke up in the morning and my eyes were swollen red, like red. I was bringing out some teary stuff as if like even someone that has been smoking must not have that kind of eyes. And I didn't notice. I was still on my bed and I was pressing my phone. And then my brother called me that I should come to Gariki Market to come and see him and pick something with my car. So I just said, okay, let me wash my face and join you. Then I go to the bathroom and saw the mirror. My eyes were swollen red. I was scared for myself. So I told my brother I won't be able to make it. I have some problem with my eyes. So immediately I checked for optician in Abuja and I found one in around Jabi. So I fixed an appointment and I went there. When I got to the optician, he asked me a lot of questions, checked the eyes and said, okay, from what I've seen, you don't have a problem with your eyes right now, but you are going to have a problem in the long run because you stress your Hello, can you hear me now? Please, if you can hear me now, just type yes, I can hear you. Oh, okay, thank you very much. I just saw it. Okay, so I want to know where you, at what point did you stop hearing me, please? Can you just type, excuse me, can you just type what I was saying when you stopped hearing me so I know where to continue, please? Please, at what point did you stop hearing me? Because I didn't know since the audio was off, so I would like to know where I should go back to. What was the last thing you hear me, or what was I saying when you stopped hearing me? Oh, okay. Swollen eyes. Yeah. So I had my eyes were swollen and I was really scared. I had to book an appointment with the doctor. And I went to the doctor. He checked my eyes and after asking me a lot of questions, he said, okay, there's nothing wrong with my eyes, but I stress the eyes too much because, like I told him, that I always stay up at night because like my staff are in China, so China is 8 hours ahead of Nigeria. So 12 a.m. Nigerian time is like 7 a.m. in China. So that time is when they are waking up. So before they start their own day buying goods for customers, I have to give them some instructions. I have to give them a lot of information. So while doing that, I'm already staying up till like 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. And that is around the time I'll now sleep. By the time I'm sleeping 2, 3 a.m., I'm waking up 7 a.m. Immediately I wake up in the morning. The first thing I'm picking is my phone. So I'm always on my phone. The only time I'm not on my phone is when I'm bathing or when I'm sleeping. Even when I'm eating, my phone is on my other hand. I'm eating, checking my phone, eating, checking my phone, or on my laptop. So those things stressed my eyes so much that the eyes was now reacting. So after the long and short of the whole thing, the doctor said she's going to recommend a glass for me and took me to a shelf where they have different kind of glass. He said I should pick a frame that this and that. So I asked him that, okay, what's the name of the glass? He said it's anti-blue eye, that it protects my eye from the radiations, from different things that comes from the screen, your phone screen, laptop screen and all. I said, okay, that's fine. How much is it? He said 25,000. Sir? He said 25,000. I said, okay, 25,000 it is, but I didn't budget for it. I didn't plan for it. Don't worry. What can you give me that make this thing go away like right now? Because I have an event on Saturday and I can't afford to go there with a swollen eye. He now said, okay, I can give you a drip. You're going to be applying the drip every 3 hours. Because it was already Monday and the event was starting on Saturday. The event is happening on Saturday. I already booked my flight for Lagos for Wednesday. So I didn't want that eye like that. Instead of 3 hours, I was putting that drop every 1 hour to make sure the eye was clear. But luckily for me, the eye was clear by I think Thursday or Friday before the event. Now, why am I telling you this story? The doctor told me that glasses was 25,000, anti-blue eye, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, but I didn't have budget for it. Just give me something I can use to relieve. So when I got home, I picked my phone and I went on 1688 in China. It's a website. You're still going to learn everything about it. And I checked that particular glass. Ladies and gentlemen, that same glass, that particular glass I saw with the doctor for 25,000, that he said 25,000, that same glass, I saw it in China for 12 RMB. Now, RMB is Chinese currency, just like the way Nigeria, we spend Naira. In China, they spend RMB, or you can call it yuan. Some people call it yen. Either you hear yen, yuan, or RMB, still talking about currency. So the same glasses were selling for 12 RMB then. I converted it to Nigerian Naira, it's about 600 Naira. Ladies and gentlemen, 600 Naira glasses. Now, you have to consider, okay, you are going to have to ship the product to Nigeria. You are going to incur some extra cost. Some extra cost you are going to incur. Everything, the landing cost of that glass to Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, is 1,400 Naira. Now, imagine a glasses that was selling that will cost you to bring it to Nigeria, to Lagos, for 1,400. Imagine the doctor selling it for 25,000. Is the doctor cheating people? No, that is business. You see, in business, you have to know how to separate emotions. You have to know how to separate your emotions from business.
You have to know how to separate both. Though I'm not saying you should go ahead and rob people, or you should go ahead and what's the right word now? Exploit people. No, don't do that. But just know that you can make a lot of money. Now, I imported these glasses. I had to go ahead and import those glasses because when I saw it, if the doctor is selling it for 25,000, of course, this is Abuja. They are going to pay for the office. And then because he's an optician, people will believe him because trust me, if I didn't know that there should be somewhere I can get these glasses for less, trust me, I might just go ahead and buy that glass that day, 25,000 at the hospital, at his clinic. I could have just gone because anybody that goes there first, they already trust him that he's a professional. And if he's now recommending the glass, they will buy. Does it make sense? They're definitely going to buy if it's the doctor that is telling them buy these glasses is very good for 25,000. So he has the right, he can afford to charge 25,000 people because of course he pays for rent, he pays for, and his knowledge is everything. And probably he didn't even import it himself. Maybe he gives someone to help him import it and still pay the person. So maybe the person is also selling it for him for 10,000. He is now in turn selling it for 25,000. So, sorry, can you guys still hear me? I'm hearing one background noise. Can you guys still hear me, please?
Yes, we can
hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. So I imported the glasses, long and short. I imported the glasses and the cost of the glass is 1,400. And that is what I'm wearing right now. I'm going to open my camera again. That is what I'm wearing right now. It's fashionable. You can wear it just like a fashion glass. Nobody has to know. But what it's actually doing is not for fashion. It's just to protect my eyes. And later on, it was when I was reading more about it, I discovered that the World Health Organization actually posted an article that says that out of every 10,000 blind people, I think about a good number, I don't know the statistics, I don't want to give wrong figures on air right now. So, but a good percentage of people go blind because of their too much access to screens. You probably don't know right now that you're listening to me. You probably don't know that if you are exposing your eyes to your screen, you are always on your phone, maybe you are playing games, maybe you are doing one thing or the other. If you are always exposing your eyes to your screen, to your phone all the time, you are putting your eyes in danger in the long run. It can actually lead to permanent blindness. So now, I did not know this is a need. Now, we are talking about product research, right? That's why I'm telling you this story, how to find a product. Now, until this particular incident happened to me, I did not know that I need to be wearing glasses. I mean, as a matter of fact, I laugh people that wear glasses. I'll say 4 eyes. So I joke with some of my friends that wear glasses, I call them 4 eyes because I did not know that. Aside the fact that some people have some eye defects, maybe short-sightedness or long or whatever, this one is something that anybody, especially this generation, especially this our generation that everybody's on the internet, everybody is on social media. This generation is exposed to blindness than every other generation. So a lot of people still do not know up till now that this is a problem. So if you are telling them to come and buy a glass that will protect their eyes, they might not want to buy. It's a need, mind you, but they might not want to buy compared to if you tell them to come and buy something that they do not need, that is fanciful, that is just maybe extra. If you tell them to come and buy extra wristwatch, maybe they'll buy. But if you want to look, because obviously if you are not wearing a wristwatch, you can check time on your phone. So that one is just fine. But people will not only buy what people see, but me, I don't want to be greedy. As a gentle young man, I want to sell for just 9,999. That's like 10,000. Because there's one thing in business that you're still going to learn when we get to the digital marketing part. That one will be tomorrow. You're going to learn that in business, if you go to ShopRite, excuse me, you are going to be surprised that you see some product they'll put $4.99. And I'll be like, why don't you just write 500? Why are they writing $4.99? You see that 99, it's psychology. Some people, if you put a product, the same quality, the same everything, you put one 500, you put one 4.99, you'll be shocked that more people will go to 4.99 than the 400, even though the difference is 0.001 or something. So me, I decided to say, I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to be like the doctor that is selling for 25,000. My own is just 10,000, 9,999. And the first 50 pieces I brought, everything was sold out. Everything was sold out. Everything. The one I reserved for myself personally that I was using then before I brought in the new set, I took it, I went to somewhere, I was sharing with the man, and the man said, Emmanuel, okay, how about you sell this one for me? I said, sir, this one is my personal one. I've even used it. He said, no, I don't know when you tell me you have again. Since you're importing it from China, I have to wait another 3 weeks. I don't want, give me this one. I said, sir, I'll tell you for 20,000. He said, oh yeah, no problem. He bought the last one I was wearing myself. Now, people do not know up till now, this particular product I'm using as an example now is a hot selling product today. But mind you, even after that my encounter with the doctor, I didn't just go ahead to just import the glasses. I did what I called evaluating your idea. Now, my problem is what helped me to find a product in this place, in this particular instance. Remember, the first step you have to take, the first step you have to take in building a successful e-commerce brand in Nigeria is first finding the product that will sell. We call it winning product. Now, there's no product that cannot become a winning product. It depends on the level of research you have put into it for you to have identified your right audience, the demographic of the people that is going to need the product. Because you see these glasses I mentioned, the fact that is a problem-solving product, the fact there is a need for everybody doesn't mean everybody will buy. The fact that it is highly recommended for everybody to wear a glass now when they are spending a lot of time on their phone is still not a guarantee that if I just go ahead and import the product without doing some certain things, the product will sell or I'll make money. So what are the other things you need to do after finding a product? Now, in this case, my own example of the eye that was paining me is what led me to discovering this product. Because I know that if this thing could happen to me, I'm not the only one that spent a lot of time on the internet. That means the chance of this thing happening to other people is very, very high. That is why I decided to go ahead. But before I even go ahead, I still do one thing that is the B side of this one, which is evaluating your idea. You see, it's one thing for you to just see a product. This product should sell. This product, I think these people will buy this product too. It should be nice though. But if you just go ahead and use your own idea alone to just jump on it, you are likely to fail. I'm not saying you will fail, but you are likely to fail. And that is why it is important for you to now do what? Evaluate your idea. The glass in this story is the first product, is the idea. But the next step is to evaluate the idea. How did I evaluate the idea? If you are popular on Twitter, you will know there are some doctors. There's one of them, Aproko Doctor. He's popular on Twitter. He always talk about a lot of things, general trending topics and some health benefits, health tips and all. So this guy has almost 500,000 followers on Twitter. So there's another one, Max. There are a lot of them, but this particular one that I talked to, his name is Max, Dr. Maxwell. So, and he also wears glasses. So I entered his DM and I said, hi, doc, my name is Emmanuel. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business person, blah, 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 blah. I'm working on a product I think should do well, but I would like to hear your own professional advice as a medical doctor. Do you think people will have any problem if they wear these glasses, or is it recommended to wear a glass that can protect your eye against screen radiations and all, even if no doctor has prescribed it or recommended it? I just asked a lot of questions and he said, of course. I sent it to him. And I was even planning, what I was planning to do was to brand these glasses. I was already thinking of naming it DigiLens because, of course, the name of my company is DigiView, and we have a lot of other Digi this, Digi that. So I was planning that maybe we should just do something and customize it and call it DigiLens. And we are going to be importing it. We are going to be bringing it to Nigeria solely as a branded product, not just a random product. That was what we were planning to do. But the COVID-19 happened and we could not do that, but I was still selling it directly because it's going to cost me more money to do all the branding, have your own logo on it. They have to do a custom label for you and all that. So that is going to cost me a lot. And of course, the pandemic, I just hold on, but I was selling it. Now, I discussed with the doctor and the doctor gave me the go ahead. And he even said he can even help me to post it when the products arrive. So me using the doctor in this place is not because I thought I would not sell, but I just want to also hear, because some people will start asking you questions. Trust Nigerians, they're going to ask you, are you a doctor? Why are you selling glasses? How do you know me that nothing's wrong? A lot of things. But if I'm coming from the aspect of someone that is a medical doctor that people already respect, that I know that people listen to, it's easy for him to now educate people that he can decide to do a thread on Twitter and say how to go blind. He can start with telling people, do you know that if you spend anything more than 12 hours a day on your phone or your laptop every day, your chances of getting blind in the next 5 years is high. Something like that. Then you now go ahead to now educate them. These are some health tips you can use for you to stay healthy and for you not to go blind. One, ensure you do this, ensure you do that, ensure you do this. And finally, I recommend that you get anti-blue eyes protective glasses because it protects your eyes. It gives you clarity, that. Now, this was exactly what I did. So I now decided to do, after finding the product, you have evaluated it. Now, your idea can be anything. It's not necessarily for it to be glass. It can be anything. But evaluating your idea means you have to look for someone you think you can trust to share your idea with. Because look, it's not everybody you should share your idea with. Some people, it's not because they don't like you, it's not because they hate you, it's not because they don't want you to be successful, but because they are not seeing things the way you are seeing them. You can share an idea with them and they'll kill it. They'll kill that idea. I'm going to give you an example. I shared with you when I was making liquid soap. Where is it? I shared with you when I was making liquid soap here. You see, when I told my elder sister, this was my elder sister that was staying with them in Arepo in Lagos, in Lagos. Now, when I told her I want to be making liquid soap, the first thing that came out of her mouth was Osheti Yabolaji Manche. Now, for those of you that doesn't understand Yoruba, Yabolaji was like the housekeeper for my elder sister then. And then she was making, everybody makes liquid soap then now. You just buy chemicals, they'll teach you how to just mix, and then they'll just package it inside like a cereal bottle and they start selling for 15 naira. So when I told her I want to be making liquid soap, probably that was what came to her mind. Not because my sister doesn't want me to be successful or she doesn't want me, but she doesn't see it the way I was seeing it, that I know I'll brand it. I know that I'm going to put a label. I know that I'm going to do it like this that will make anybody want to buy. That will make it, because then I was targeting, I was seeing how I can become a competitor to the likes of Morning Fresh. I was thinking big. I was not looking at Yabolaji that she was saying. So if I was not big enough in my mind and my determination that I want to be making this soap like this, my sister, that statement, Osheti Yabolaji Nshini Wofe Mashi, like the way she talked to me that day, is, like I said, it's not because she doesn't like me, but that thing she said to me is enough to discourage me. It's enough for me to say, okay, you know what, maybe this thing is not right, truly. So when you want to evaluate your idea, make sure you are sharing your idea with someone that is going in the same direction as you. That is why we are still going to get there. It's always important for you to have a mentor. There's nothing you want to do in this life. If you don't have a mentor, you are likely to fail. But a lot of persons will say, well, some people, when they say pay and get a mentor, you see, at times, you don't even need to pay anybody for them to be your mentor. You can sacrifice to serve under them. When you are serving them, they're going to be teaching some things, or you're going to be learning some things from them without them even knowing, without them having to sit you down and say, come, let me show you this. So that is why it's always good to have people you can actually follow that can guide you. So evaluating your idea here, I'm just trying to say, get someone you know you can trust that is in line with what you're doing or is already successful at that area, or that the person is just open-minded to explore. You know what I'm talking about. The person in this case doesn't necessarily have to be your spouse, doesn't have to be your brother. It can be even your friend. But the downside is, if you have your your person that you are evaluating your idea with, if you don't respect them, you might not pick value from it. You can just laugh over it as a friend. So it's good for you to look for someone you know you respect, that you know you are going to listen to, for them to evaluate the idea with you. And make sure the person, like I said, is in line with what you are trying to do. If your father, for example, is very, very good or very successful, and you want him to be to evaluate your idea, maybe he doesn't believe in cryptocurrency. Mind you, he's very intelligent, very smart, but doesn't believe in cryptocurrency, for example. Now, it doesn't make sense if your business idea is about cryptocurrency and you're asking him. Of course, he's going to discourage you. So choose wisely when you are trying to choose your person you want to evaluate your idea with. That's just the summary of this. I'm spending too much time on this. So let's go to obtaining your product. So this one is an entire course on its own. That's the mini importation part. So I'm going to skip this one and the next couple of slides, and we'll just go to the next step. After the first one is choosing a niche. When you have when you've gotten your niche, you want to find a product, you want to evaluate your idea, and then obtain your product. But before then, we're going to go to the number 2, because this one is a course on its own that we're going to cover later on. So we are just going to go on to the next step. Okay, step 2, which is research your competition. Now, you see, when I was telling you about my glasses, when I decided that, okay, after evaluating my idea with the doctor, the main problem now is, how much will I sell? I've already gotten one competition. That was the person that even showed me that glass. That's the doctor. The doctor is already selling for 25,000. Now, please note that price is not always a good strategy for sales. Reducing your price is not always. We'll get all these tips later in the. You are going to get all these tips later when we get to the digital marketing part, selling. That's the end. That's tomorrow. I'm going to talk about this, but I'm just saying this. Reducing your price extremely lower than others doesn't mean you are going to make more sales. So reducing your price is not exactly a sales strategy, because the doctor is selling for 25,000. The reason why I sell for 10,000 is I considered a lot of other things. First, he's a medical doctor. So if he's standing somewhere and saying the people should come and buy glass for that 25,000, and me, I'm standing beside him, saying they should come and buy for 10,000. Do you know more people will go to that doctor to buy from him than coming to me that is selling for 10,000? How many of you, if you believe that people will go to him and buy from him, please type 1. Let me see. Just reply 1 in the comment section. If you believe that more people will go to the doctor to buy that glasses for 25,000 than come to me, Emmanuel, to buy it for 10,000. And I'm going to explain why. The reason why people will rather go to the doctor is because, first, he's an optician. He's a specialist in eye problems. Emmanuel, who are you? Just one normal sales boy that is just looking for money. So people will rather go to someone they know is a specialist. And that is why here I recommend that you should pick a niche. That is why I recommended that you should pick a niche. Because when you are known for something, people give you respect. They see you as an authority in that industry. But a lot of persons don't know. Look, later on, when you have learned well, you can decide to explore, to sell anything you want. Like today, I can sell anything. I sell car spare parts. I sell car scanner. I sell security cameras. I sell anything now. I'm going to show you. It's not like Emmanuel just saying, I sell this, just bragging here. I'm going to show you real product that I've sold. So it's good for you to be focused on a niche. It gives you that authority. So when people are looking for example, if you focus on baby items and you keep posting even on your WhatsApp and people are just saying it, they are not even buying. But the day their baby needs a product, the first person that will come to their heart is you, that you are focusing on baby items. Unlike if someone that is just selling everything, today you are selling pants, tomorrow you are selling shoe, next tomorrow you are selling bag. It's not like it's bad. You are going to be making money, but we are building a successful e-commerce business. So you want to do something different than what every other person is doing. Because look, it's not everybody that is doing mini importation that is successful. Mind you, success is not all about making profit. I mean successful that you are so successful at it that you build a brand out of it. Because that is the essence of this training. That is the essence of this training. You'll be so successful that you are going to build a brand out of it. And that is the reason why I'm taking my time to walk us through this foundation. Because if you get it right now, you cannot fail in e-commerce. You cannot fail. So let's go back to that particular place. So like I mentioned, you want to research your competition. So the first thing I did was look at the doctor. I analyzed the doctor. I see the reasons why he's selling for that price. I know I cannot sell for the same price, not because I just want to be cheap. No. If I have what he has, I might probably even sell more than he's selling for 25,000. So, but aside the doctor, do I have other competitors? While I was doing research, I now discovered that one network marketing company, Longreach, they sell the same product, the same glasses, and I think their own price is falling around that 20,000 as well. I think around 15 to 20,000. They have a product like that as well that is almost the same thing, and it was selling for around 15 to 20. No, I think it's selling for about $50 to $100. I'll check again. I can't remember. It was last year. So I saw how much they are selling it, but because all these things, they're always expensive because of their branding, because that is another advantage for you to have a brand. You see, if you put 2 water of the same thing, 2 bottle water without label, of the same quantity, you put the same thing inside, the same size, everything, you put it down and you put label on one and put for 5 naira, and you didn't put label on one and you put for 2 naira, people will still buy that one for 5 naira. Branding. So it is important for us to understand these things. So do your research your competition. You found your products, evaluated the potential and searched for suppliers. Now this source of supply is the one I skipped because we are going to take it as a full-time course. That's why I skipped it. So that is why it's coming up here. You are now ready to write your business plan. But before you get into that, you need to thoroughly research your competition so you know what you are up against and how you can differentiate your own business. Because what stands you out? Now, the same way I'm telling you all right now, how many people are on this Zoom class right now? 13. Now, it looks small, but let's assume, just from my talking so far, let's assume some of you are already thinking this particular glass is what I want to sell. There's nothing wrong with that. It's still going to be selling because the market is still very huge. A lot of persons are still not tapping that potential. A lot of persons still do not know that wearing glasses when they're in front of their screen is highly recommended. A lot of them still do not know till now. So you still have the potential of making a lot and lots of money from this particular glass alone, if that is what you want to sell. But I'm not saying go sell it. I'm just saying, but let's assume the 13 of you in this group right now, in this class right now, you are ready to sell. If all of you, I give you the same link to the supplier that is going to sell it for you, you guys bought it together. Maybe you even decide to do group buying. Maybe you decide to buy 100 pieces. You now share it 2020. 5 of you come together. You bought 100 pieces. You shared it 2020. Now, how do you stand out as an individual? Remember, you are all exposed to the same training right now. You are hearing the same thing. What now stands you out from the next person that is saying the same thing as you? And that is why this particular part of the training is very important. You see people teaching mini importation. Some people even charge 1,000. Some people even say, what is there? What are they teaching? It's a bit just to go on 168 buy product. The reason why such people cannot get the kind of result I'm getting or my students are getting is because they don't put the time to do all these things first. They think it's just about having money. Even if you have 1 million in your account, don't just go to China and say you want to go and be buying product. Chill first. Calm down. So after you have researched your competition, you look at, okay, what price, what are they doing, What strategy are they using to sell? What can I do differently? After doing that one, the next thing is to write a business plan. Now, a business plan in this case does not necessarily mean you have to go and start, what's the right word? The business plan here doesn't mean the normal conventional business plan you already know. Here is, you have to come up with a simple plan. First, product name, eyeglass, product need to prevent the eye from going blind. This. You can just give a lot of small tips, put them into writing, and then of course, you can look at your competitors, you can put them down, your competitor, and those competitors, they are not exactly your competitors because they're already doing it. So they are more like people you are learning from. You are stealing the ideas from them now. Sorry, I used that word, but that is what it is. You can spy, okay, not stealing, spy on them. Look at the strategy they're already using that is making them make sales. See how you can copy it or tweak it to be better, and see how you can apply it into your own system that will give you results. So that is what you are going to do. So you are going to list those things. You are going to put those people you want to be watching. So if the doctor has a page on Instagram, I'm going to follow that doctor. I'm going to follow him, check his page, see how he's doing things, So that is how you are going to put it down in your business plan. Then you are not going to look at the price. You are going to get to how you are going to know how to calculate cost. So because you already know that these glasses now, okay, the market value in Nigeria is around 15 to 25,000. Now, how much is the cost in China? How much will it cost me to bring it to Nigeria? How much will I pay on logistics? If I want to brand it, how much will it cost me? If I want to do a sales page for it, how much will it cost me? So that is where this one comes into play. And then this one can come up with a checklist. So anyone that you know you've done, you tick. Anyone you've done, you tick. So you see, this one is not a regular business plan that people will say executive summary, this, that, long. No. This one can just be your one-page this thing that just have the detailed information of that about the product. And then now, this particular one, there's a place I'll get to that you have to know one thing. Who are the people? What is the demographic of the people you want to sell to? It has to come into this business plan. Because like I mentioned, the fact that everybody needs to wear glasses to prevent their eye, because almost everybody these days is on the internet or on their phone or laptop, does not mean everybody will sell, or it does not mean you should say you want to sell to everybody. So who are the people you want to focus on? So for me as Emmanuel, I can say I want to focus on millennials. For you, you can say you want to focus on Gen Z. If you want to focus on Gen Z, where will you find them? It's not the same place you are going to find Gen Z that you are going to find millennials. Millennials, I mean. It's not the same place. Like millennials, you are likely going to find them on Facebook, maybe Twitter. But you're going to find Gen Z, you're going to find them more on Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram. They are not Facebook people. So you have to know how to know who exactly you want to sell this glass to. You cannot say everybody. Like when some of my students, when they say, Mr. Manu, I'm running ads on Facebook, it's not converting. I have this product, nobody is buying. And I'll ask them, who are your target audience? Who are the target market? You say, or when I say, who are the people that needs your product? Everybody. It's not everybody that needs your product. You have to fine tune it. You have to regulate it down. You have to separate. You have to, I'm looking for the right word now. You have to trim it down to a specific database that you know that these ones are likely to buy. They're likely to buy. How do you do that? Now, let's say I want to sell this glass now, and I'll decide that I want to sell it for only people in secondary school. You'll be like, how? Now, these days, secondary school students are using phone. If I want to sell to secondary school students, do they have the money? Do they have the money to buy? How much am I selling? Do they have the money? Can they afford it? So if I want to sell to them, I'm going to target their parents. So for someone that has children in the secondary school, what is their age range? What is the work they are doing? where am I going to find them on social media? Are they going to be on Facebook or they are going to be on Twitter? The answer is Facebook. They're going to be more on Facebook. So that means for me to sell that glass to secondary school students, I'm going to now come up with an ads that I can post on Facebook that will now target parents within that age range that is working, that can afford that glass for their children to protect their eyes from exposing it to a lot of radiations and reflections from the screens. So you see, now I'm coming with a more defined approach. I know the people I want. I know how to reach them. Because you see, the major problem with e-commerce is summarized in, that one is not in this slide. So the major problem, people that if you solve them, you are going to make a lot of money, is what to sell, who to sell to, how to sell it, where to find the buyers. You might want to take that down, or I will have to say that again. What to sell, who to sell to, how to sell it to them, how to get to the people that will buy it. So, but if you do this simple step I've been telling you, you will know it from the beginning. It will be easier for you to streamline it down to get those people that will buy. It will be easy for you to know who you want to target, because what to buy is what to sell is a major problem. But in this case, what to sell is our glasses. We found the glass as example of what to sell. So the next thing is, who do you want to sell it to? You cannot just say everybody. So if you now say, if you define it that you want to sell it to secondary school students, or no, you can say you want to sell it to students in university, or no, you want to sell it to people that are active on Twitter. So if you say you want to sell it to people that are active on Twitter, you already know where to sell, because that one already answer who to sell it to. So now, how do you now reach those people? Yes, they're on Twitter, but how do you reach them? Like, how does your message get to their faces? And that is where you now have to be strategic. I'm going to give you an example. There's one man on Twitter. I know most of you will know him. His name is Dr. Joe Abba. Dr. Joe has almost 1 million followers on Twitter. Dr. Joe Abba, he's I think he once held one political office. I can't remember his title, but he's an influencer, a big name on Twitter. Now, Dr. Joe Abba, I'm following him, and there was one Sunday I have a new course, how to sell on Facebook Marketplace. It's a new course that is just barely 2 months. Now, that course, I just started teaching it then, and I saw Dr. Joe Abba one day tweeted and said, it was on a Sunday morning, and he tweeted and said, what business can you do in Nigeria that can be giving you 2,000 to 3,000 daily? One small business, like a side hustle. And I just commented under the tweet, and I just said, if you do Facebook Marketplace, it is cheap, it is free to start, this, that. I just put information there, and I posted it. And he replied, how? Do you know the fact that Dr. Joe Abba replied me and just said, how? That day, I have 1,000 new followers on my Twitter page. My followership jumped from 6,000 plus to 7,000 plus right now, just because Dr. Joe Abba. Now, that is positioning. So, you knowing where to find your customers. I know that people that are likely to be under that particular post, there are people that are looking for side business, because Dr. Joe Abba is asking for what you can be doing for 3,000, that will be making like 3,000 per day as profit. So immediately I saw that post, I knew that the people that will be under this particular thread, they are the people that are looking for such. So I just went there, boom, and commented my business. That particular day, I think I have almost 50 people sign up for my course that day, and I have new followers. So that is the essence of you positioning yourself. I don't know if you guys are getting value so far. Please, if you are learning something, just let me know. Just let me know if you are still with me, if you are getting value, if I'm communicating, if you are getting one or two things from this. So your business plan should just have the basic things you are going to need. It's going to have the basic things you need for your business. So it doesn't have to have a whole article, like pages. No. Business plan in this case is just a simple page that will carry the product you want to sell, who you want to sell it to, how the strategy you want to sell to them with, basic things. how much the cost and everything. So you are ready, you know everything before you even start. Mind you, you are still going to have a lot of maybe some ups and downs, some challenges. Yes. But having this one gives you more clarity than someone that they just learned that there's one website in China where you can buy product from. They just go there, buy the product, they just come. They're now saying, I have some product in my office. I've not been able to say it's been more than 1 year. Some people are like that. But why? Because they didn't do some basic things they're supposed to do before they even go ahead and start importing. That is why I'm taking my time to share these things for you to really understand from the scratch, so that when you start, you are going on autopilot. And that is the best way to start. So after writing your business plan, it is now time to set up your business. How? What is going to be your business name? Now, let me take you back a bit on a story. You see, I was telling you about how I failed in the school and how I eventually did my service with WFM and how I got a job with a pension company in Abuja here that made me to relocate to Abuja till today. And then I eventually quit the job. I resigned from the job in 2019 to focus on my company, because as of then, my company was already, before I resigned my job, I was already having about 8 staff, and my company was already doing 2 million naira profits every month. And I was still there. My salary then was 110,000, but I was still there. I didn't just jump because I have a business running. No, that is why I said it's always important for you to calm down and have a side business, not quit one for the other. Until your business is strong enough to stay on its own, that is when you are allowed to quit. Because if you quit, if you follow some motivational speakers that will say, it's even network marketers that even make this mistake most. They'll say, come and live your life, a life of freedom. They'll show you where you can travel to. They'll show you big houses. It's a lot of work. Before a network marketing company will give you 1 million naira. Mind you, I'm into a network marketing company, but I'm just telling you the truth you need to know. Before a network marketing company will give you 1 million naira, you have made that company 10 million naira or 100 million naira. It's the fact. But it's sad when I see network marketing people who say a new business opportunity, come, how to fire your boss, how to quit your 9 to 5. Don't quit, so you have to first calm down. Calm down. So, but for you to build this kind of business we are talking about that will lift you from or having a full functioning other business that is running aside your full-time job, that later you can now quit that one and focus on your company, you have to do all these things I'm mentioning. And if you even check these things I'm teaching you here, they are not only applicable to e-commerce, they're applicable to any business you want to start whatsoever. Research is important. Picking a niche is important. You cannot be jack of all trades. Yes, maybe later you can be, but you want to first start on a solid ground. Today, I can sell anything I want to sell, anything. But I didn't just start selling anything at all. So I'm going to take you back the memory lane. So after I started working with the company that was paying me, the pension company, the name is Anchor Pension. I was working at their headquarters here in Abuja as the social media manager and the creative director before I resigned. Now, I studied chemistry, remembered, and I now work as a digital marketing person in a pension company. No, before then I was working at a radio station, WFM. So people were like, Emmanuel, you study chemistry, you work at a media house, now pension industry that is similar to bank. So what is next? I was learning and gathering experience. So when it was time for me to start, after learning mini importation, it was the only mini importation I learned. I didn't learn e-commerce, all these things I've been teaching you. I didn't learn it. It was later I was beginning to learn them on my own. But when it was time for me to start after paying to learn the course, what was the first thing I decided to do? There are these things I'm explaining to you. Because the first product I was selling was pants. I remember then, before I even started, I sent a questionnaire to all my female friends because I started with what I have. Then on my WhatsApp, I have about 80 contacts on my WhatsApp. I have about 80 numbers. Compared to today I have about 20-something thousand numbers on my phone. So if I post something on my WhatsApp, I have an average of 4,000 or 5,000 views. So my WhatsApp alone is like a marketplace for me. That's why you rarely see me run ads. I told you I'm an author. I wrote a book last year, March, during the pandemic. I released the book May 1st, 2020, when I was locked down in Dubai. Now, that book, the first month sold over 1.3 million in sales. And I didn't run a single ad because I used my existing contact on WhatsApp. People that already know I'm a salesperson, I'm a businessman, they're already looking for me writing a book. And when the book came out, they all jumped on it. So what I'm trying to say here is, for you to start, you don't even need to worry. You can start with where you are. That is why when I was talking about picking a niche in the beginning, I talk about using your environment. What problem can you solve? So when I wanted to start, I look at my WhatsApp contact. How many people do I have? 80. Out of that 80, of course, I was single. I'm a young guy. So it's only expected that 90% of the 80 contact is female. So what I did was, what do people need? What do these people, the 90% of my audience or my contacts, what do they want? What are they likely to buy if I start selling something today? Bags, everybody's selling bags. Clothes, everybody's selling clothes. Shoes, everybody. So I now said, okay, what is the need? And now, after my research, I discovered that ladies, they will change their underwear at least once a day. Some do twice a day. After a little research I did. So I did a small questionnaire, and I wrote it at the top of the WhatsApp broadcast I sent to them. Please, this is for research and business purpose only. I'm not interested in knowing your personal stuff. I just want to know. So I asked them so my idea was to sell underwear. That was the summary of it. My idea was to sell underwear. But before then, I sent out a souvenir, a questionnaire to all the 80, all the females on my contact, and I asked some silly questions the questions that would sound silly to them. But I asked, some of them skipped one. I said, okay, if there's an underwear, there is which one would you buy? If it's expensive, is it going to be lacy? Some silly questions. I asked. Some did not answer. I think about 28 people replied, or not up to 30 people replied me fully. But out of that people, I now discovered that the amount they are buying their underwear, pants specifically, falls within the range of 200 to 300 naira per one. So I went to 1688 in China, where I'm going to buy the product from, and I saw that the pants I want to be buying, thinking I've seen a product idea I want to sell, I discovered that those panties cost around that 100 naira to 200 there in China without shipping. So by the time I add shipping and say I still want to add profit, that means I'll be selling at maybe 400 naira. How will I make profit? So because of that little research I did, it's helped me see that particular type of panties I want to sell is not profitable. So I stopped. What did I do next? I now went back to the website, started checking. I now stumbled on what they call postpartum panties. I swear to God Almighty, that was the first time I know what postpartum means. So when I saw postpartum, I had to Google it and so, after birth, newborn mothers. So that panties is for newborn mothers. This one I'm telling you is around 2016 or so. Unlike now that we have waist trainers, waist shapers and all that's very popular. Then it was not so popular. So I brought in those waist trainers. Those waist trainers was costing me 700 per one landing cost. And I was selling one for 5,000. That was how I made my first 1 million naira. That is real in my account, not from the salary or other things. My first real cash, 1 million lying in my account, is from selling panties. How did I get there? Now, after I've discovered these high waist panties, some of them has glidu that it's a pant, but it won't stay on your waist. It will come up to cover your tummy. So I targeted first plus size people. They are the ones that are likely to have big tummy that they want to cover up under their dress or under their office dress. So that was how I started targeting them. But when it comes to the naming, it was this naming of your business that made me to share this story now. When it comes to naming, now I've decided on the product to sell. I've gotten the right market for it because, okay, newborn mothers, after giving birth, they want their shape back. They want to have their flat tummy back, or they just want to still look sexy for their husband or something. So I already know the people I want to sell this thing to. So how do I now project this business to them? First, they don't have to know it's the man that is selling. Because if Emmanuel is coming that you come and buy pants, you will not answer me. So how do I project this business? And that is what brought me to the hustle of what name do I give the business? And I named it On This Arena. On This Arena. On This is spelled UNDIEZ Arena. There was a time Facebook suspended all my Facebook page, so I lost that page. But I think if you check on Instagram, you should still find it. You should still find On This Arena till today. Let me try and see my Instagram if it's there. So I'm just going to search right now on my phone. If I find it there, I'll just give you the link to check it. So you can see that everything I'm telling you, they are facts and not fiction. And you're going to see practical ways. So I named it On This Arena. So after naming it On This Arena, the next target is the logo. I created a logo for it. As a matter of fact, I created 2 logos. And I sent a broadcast again to the same set of people I sent a message to earlier on, asking them some silly questions about their underwear. I sent the logo to them and say, okay, thank you for the other time for giving me feedback. Now we are coming up with the logo. Which do you prefer of these 2 logos? So you see what I'm doing at this point is still marketing strategies, because I'm already giving them idea that something is coming. They're already now in the know. They are now more interested. Even some people that did not reply the other questions, they now reply. I now got more response. So it was their response that now helped me to now get a befitting logo for that On This Arena. So after having a business name On This Arena, the logo is set. Now is to create the social media pages. Of course, we already know the importance of having social media pages. Now, if you want, you can now develop a website for it. But as a beginner, this can wait. This can wait as a beginner. You don't really need to have a website, because your social media right now should be your tool. But when you are now growing, or you want to really start all out big, then you can now have a website. And then choosing your sales channels. Now, depending on what you are selling, like I mentioned, if you want to sell something to a 40, 50-year-old person, you are likely going to find them on Facebook than you find them on Twitter. This is a fact. So you have to now know which you are going to have an account on all the social media channels, but you have to focus on some where your audience are likely to be. Those are going to be your main focus. So if your target audience will be on Facebook, focus on Facebook first. You are still, like you are going to abandon Instagram and Twitter. You are still going to be there. You have to create an online presence there. But your energy, your focus should be on the one that is going to convert the most, where you know your customers are. And then that will take us to, after you've done that, okay, now you want to prepare. This one is not relevant anyways. So you want to just launch your product. You want to now set your KPIs. Your KPIs there, you can use your business plan. What you already have written in your business plan. Where is it? Yeah. The things already listed here now can be your KPI, your key performance indicators, where you can just tick and see if you are now ready to go. So if you do all these things and you follow them diligently, trust me, you are going to get started to a very, very sound beginning in e-commerce. A very, very sound beginning. So now we are now going to go back. I'm going to take like a 5-minute break to just catch my breath and take water. And then when I come back in another like 5 minutes, we're now going to go to, now we've covered e-commerce. Now, you know what e-commerce is, you know the types of e-commerce, you know how you can get started, and then you know how to do research, you know how to get your product ideas, you know how to evaluate your idea, you know how to research your competition, you know how to put a simple business plan in place that can help you check if you are still on track. So after all this, now, when you now want to start importing, that's the main deal. How do you start? And that is why we are going to come back to this particular place right now. But before I go to this second part, I'll just take like 5 minutes break if you will give me, so I can just catch my breath and drink water. Thank you very much. So if you have some questions on what we have talked about so far, please, you can just leave a message in the comment section, and then I'll come back to that. So for now, I just want to drink water, please.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel, for this training. So to all the participants, please, if you have any question, drop it on our chat and we'll be taking note of them. Our resource person, Mr. Emmanuel, has asked for 5 minutes. So kindly stay on the Zoom. We'll be back very shortly. And don't forget to drop your questions, please.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. It's been a long time I had sessions like this. The pandemic made everybody lazy, I guess. So I was almost losing my voice. I had to catch my breath. So I want to believe you can all hear me now. We are just going to go ahead and start from where we stopped. So I'm going to do a quick recap of what we've talked about. We've talked about what e-commerce is, how to get started with e-commerce, how you should not stay on, where is it? Yeah, the types of e-commerce available, business to business, business to consumers, consumers to consumer, and the m-commerce that also has what we call drop shipping. And then we talked about how you can make money as a vendor. We talked about how we can make money as a virtual store, how you can make money in logistics, but you should never be in this position as a consumer alone, because if you're a consumer, it means you're just giving out money, nobody's giving you money, which is not good. So we talked about that, and then We talked about the steps you should take for you to start your own successful e-commerce business, which is choosing your niche. And when you found the niche here can be the category. And when you found your niche, your products, the next thing you want to do is to evaluate your idea. Then after that, how to obtain the product. And that is what we are going to learn now, which is what we call mini importation. And then after you've done all that, you also want to research and prepare. In this place, you want to research your competition. You want to see other people that are already selling what you want to sell. Because trust me, there's really nothing you want to sell that you'll be the only one selling it in Nigeria. It's not possible. The same way God is putting an idea in your head, is putting in the head of 10,000 other people, and you sit down and look at you, who is the first to take action. So you cannot afford to not look at what other people are doing to see how you can get better. Of course, you have to put in a simple business plan. And then, of course, you have to name your business. You have to create a logo. It's very important. Don't just do things anyhow like every other person. You want to stand out. You want people to differentiate you, of course. And then you should have your social media. You should choose your sales channel that works for you. And then you should prepare to launch. You should review your process, check the cost and everything. So I'm going to go back now to mini importation. You see, from this place here, you see, I said my best recommendation for product sourcing in building a successful e-commerce business in Nigeria is China. Why China, you might want to ask? Okay, because I talked about 160, blah, 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 but yes, why China? As you may already know or don't know, most products in the world today are manufactured in Asia, particularly China. Toys, home appliances, accessories, even, the funniest thing is even your iPhones. Some persons, they will say, like one of my elder brothers is in Canada. He will tell me, when I tell him my phone is hanging or something, he will say, he has told me to go and buy a real phone, that I should stop using Chinko. Now, because I work with China people, doesn't mean I should be using Chinko. So I'll now tell him that even your iPhone is manufactured in China. That's the sad truth. There was a time that when your phone rings and it makes some noise, everybody will say, Chinko, you're using China phone. But now, China phones are no more what we used to put them, and China products generally, because almost everything, as a matter of fact, if you pick your DSTV right now in your houses, you pick the phone, your DSTV remote, if you check the back, you see made in China. Everything, POS machines that we use, China, almost everything we use in Nigeria. So apart from foods product, China is number one source of all hot selling and fast moving consumer goods in the world. China is one of the cheapest manufacturers in the world because of their low labor production cost. As a result, many of the big brands, Apple, HP, Samsung, LG, Louis Vuitton, etc., make their product through factories and contractors based in China. To ensure that the quality of their products are not compromised, US and European countries set some strict standards which the Chinese usually comply with. So, hey, you're still getting the best, and I will be showing you how to source. I'm just reading what I had down in this particular one. So how does it work? I don't want to waste time about why China, but of course this is just to let you know that you cannot just write off China and say why China of all places. Some people will say, let me shock you. Some people say, I prefer UK stock. UK is better. Excuse me, even the things you are buying from UK, they are from China. But like I mentioned here, China, these European countries and the UK, the US, they have some standard quality assurance or quality check that they make sure that the Chinese factories have to make. So they make it specially for them. You see, in Nigeria, some people will go there. If you go to China and say you want to buy a phone of 100,000 for 10,000, they will not tell you they don't have. They'll make you a very low quality one for the one your money can buy. So that is why our people would rather buy the low quality one so that they can make enough profits. But it's not like everything in China is fake. So sometimes if you buy some things in UK and you think this one is the original, they are still from China. So you can actually save yourself money and source for the right quality, the right manufacturer, and buy quality from China. This is just the truth. Anything you are buying you are using in this world, you can buy it in China. You can. But let's just go to how it starts so I won't waste your time. So how does it work? So in a couple of years ago, like about 10 years ago, you see the way it works for importation is You see, this is the big importer. Let's call this man Mr. Uche or Mr. Bayo. This is Mr. Bayo. Mr. Bayo is the big importer. So Mr. Bayo will fly to China physically and then go to his factory. He'll go and look for a factory that's selling wristwatch, for example. So when he gets to China, he'll go to the factory, negotiate with them. They're going to make this wristwatch for him. Factory will sell the watch to him, to Mr. Bayo, at 5 naira. We are using, these are just for example, so you understand how it works. So Mr. Bayo will fly to China, go to the factory and tell the factory to make this wristwatch. So the wristwatch will be made by the factory and they'll sell it to Mr. Bayo for 5 naira. Mr. Bayo will come back to Nigeria and drop the wristwatches at his warehouse, maybe at EquipHer. Now, or is it which other big market in Lagos? I think it's EquipHer. Now, he'll drop it for you at EquipHer, but he will now sell it for you at 10 naira. You, as a small business owner, you now go to Mr. Bayo and buy it for 10 naira. Because you also have to make profit, you have to add your own 5 naira on it, and then you now sell it for 15 naira or $15, and then you make $5 profit. Because that's $15 your final consumer is going to buy it. So, remember when we were talking about e-commerce when I was explaining to you? So the relationship between this factory and Mr. Bayo is what we call B2B, business to business. Is it making sense now? Now, the relationship between Mr. Bayo and you, that you are the retailer, is B2C. Or this one too can still be B2B. So it's the one between you and the final consumer now that is now C2C. So this one is B2C. And then C2C will be if this person wants to sell to another user. So, but the essence of this is for you to know that all the products you are buying from Eko Dumota or wherever you, or Onisha, wherever you went to for the product, they are also getting it from China. But these guys, Mr. Bayo has a lot of money because they are going to send the goods through sea. That's why you hear them say importer, exporter, they have their container. You have to have for you to be Mr. Bayo, you have to have big warehouse in Nigeria. You have to have ship or container on the sea that is coming. You have to, so this one requires a lot of money. That's the truth. For you to run this thing, you need a lot of money. But now, with mini importation, thanks to the internet, you no longer need Mr. Bayo. Are you getting what I'm saying? You no longer need Mr. Bayo. You can stay in the comfort of your house, wherever you are listening to me from right now. Like I'm in Abuja right now. I can stay in Abuja and connect with China, with a factory directly, and still pay the same amount Mr. Bayo has been paying. And I'll still get it for $5. And I can afford to sell for $10 or $15 and still make $10 profit. So you are costing cost because compared to Mr. Bayo will have to physically travel to China to seal this deal. But you no longer need Mr. Bayo, neither do you even need to leave your house. You don't need to go to China. You are going to stay in the comfort of your house, pick up your phone or laptop, press some few buttons, and you're already connected to a Chinese manufacturer. And then you are going to pay the manufacturer rights in the comfort of your house. You don't have to go to the bank. You don't have to look for dollar. You don't have to look for RMB. You're going to pay in Naira. And then the product will leave China and get to you directly here in Nigeria. Awesome, 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 if you ask me, because this is the same business that changed my life. This same business changed my life. So these are some screenshots. I'm not going to waste time on the screenshot because I want us to dive straight into practical. This one, I'm not going to be showing you slides. I'm going to open my browser. You're going to be seeing it live. Now, but for example, for context, these sneakers in Nigeria is selling for around 7,000, 8,000, some for 15,000. But for this particular sneaker right now, the amount, the exchange rate, now Nigeria's currency is messed up at the moment. I mean, by this time last year, $1 to Naira is 365. Right now is 480. So things are really, things are more expensive now, but you're still going to, you're still going to make your profit. So look at, So this 19 RMB for these sneakers that you are seeing now is just 1,400. By the time you add cost of shipping and everything, maybe it will come down to 2,500. Now, this sneakers is selling for around 7,000 in Nigeria. So there are a lot of screenshots I showed here, but since this is a physical class, I'm not going to be using screenshots. We are just going to go straight to the live session for you to see how it works. So these are some of the things I was browsing earlier on. So I'm just going to close everything. So we start from the scratch. So you don't say, Emmanuel, how did you get here? But if you follow all my teachings, you are going to make a lot of money from this business, a lot of money. Okay, so the name of the website. Okay, let me take you back a bit for history for you to understand better. I was telling you about this man. Jack Ma. Jack Ma is a very successful man, and he owns one of the biggest websites in the world when it comes to e-commerce. This man owns Alibaba.com. He owns AliExpress. I know some of you have heard of Alibaba and AliExpress. He owns another one we call Taobao.com. He owns another one we call 1688.com. But okay, what is the difference between all of them? Let me just do something real quick now. So 1688.com, and then AliExpress.com, Alibaba.com, Taobao.com. Okay, you see, I've opened 4 different websites, all in China. All these 4 websites are in China, and all these 4 websites are owned by one single man. All these 4 websites, this one, this one, this one, and this one, they are all owned by this single man, Jack Ma. And you want to ask, why would someone have different websites? Why will one man own all these different websites? So I want to take my time to explain to you the differences between these websites so you know which to go to when you are looking for a particular thing. So I'm going to start. Don't worry, the sites, some of them are not in English. I'll explain why and how you can access them. So this is the first one, and arguably the cheapest website in the world. I mean, if you check their own tagline, is world leading e-commerce website. Now, this website has on a monthly basis a minimum user of 10 million people every month. I kid you not, you can check it, you can Google, you can read more on the internet. This particular website, 1688, has on average 10 million users every single month. This is where, and even the US, the UK, anywhere in the world, this is where they shop when they are looking for real good products at the cheapest price, because we have manufacturers here directly. I'm going to show you live and direct, nothing to worry about. So this website is owned by Jack Ma, like I mentioned. Well, so what is different between AliExpress and 1688, AliExpress, and this is AliExpress, this is Alibaba, and this is Taobao. So 1688 is just the same version as Alibaba, but the difference between Alibaba and 1688 is Jack Ma built 1688 for Chinese locals alone. What am I talking about? The main target, the main focus of 1688 is to serve only people in China. That's the main essence of 1688. 1688 was designed to serve only Chinese residents. So if you are living in China, you can access 1688, and that is where you find the cheapest product. Now, it only makes sense if, okay, unlike Nigeria, Dangote is making cement and we are buying cement for expensive amount. I'm sorry, this is not politics or anything. I'm just stating, this is the business we are talking about. So it is only normal if we are producing cement in Nigeria for us to buy it cheaper, or even petrol. But we are going to be buying petrol at about 200, over 200 naira now. Though it's not yet effectable. I mean, that was in the news. So what I'm saying in essence is Jack Ma, on the contrary, decided to say, since I have a website, Alibaba, this one is meant for the global community. That is why if you check Alibaba, Alibaba's prices are in dollars. The prices are in dollars. While here, the prices are in RMB or yuan, like I mentioned. You see the prices, you see yen. Either RMB, yuan, or yen, anyone I use, just I'm talking about currency. So you see, Alibaba is dealing with dollars, 168 is dealing with yen, but still almost the same. If you find any supplier here, you are likely to find them here too. So the only difference is, but these two, they are for wholesalers, they are for manufacturers. So when you are buying something here, you are buying from company direct. You are buying from company direct. Now, AliExpress. Now, on 1688, you cannot buy a single product. You cannot buy one item because it's for wholesalers. It's a company. So a company cannot be selling something for you and be selling one pieces. Some of them have MOQ. MOQ means minimum order quantity. Minimum order quantity. So some of them has MOQ of maybe 50. That means if you want to buy a particular item, you cannot buy less than 50. Some of them has MOQ of 5. Some have 3, depending on the supplier. But on AliExpress, now AliExpress and Taobao, they are the same. Remember, Alibaba and 168 is the same. But now AliExpress and Taobao is the same. But Taobao is also for the Chinese locals. Like 168 is for Chinese locals. That is why the website is rendered in Chinese. That is why the currency is in Chinese RMB. But AliExpress is meant for the globe, for people outside China, for foreign trade. That is why if you check AliExpress, you can even buy something on AliExpress and it will be shipped to you in Nigeria. You see, but their price is in dollars. And then they can also sell one pieces. They can sell a piece because it's a retail website like Jumia. But on Alibaba, on AliExpress, on 168 or Alibaba.com, you cannot buy one single piece. You have to, but they have MOQ. They can tell you MOQ is 3, they can take MOQ is 5. But if you don't want to buy, if you are in China and you need a website like 168, this is where you get it from. Because Taobao is just like AliExpress, but this one you can buy one retail. So you can see the product, the site is in Chinese, but for you to be able to use this website, the first thing you need is Google Chrome. Again, the things you are going to be needing for you to be successful for this particular course, notepad, let me see. So the first thing you are going to be needing is Google Chrome. It's very, very important for you to have Google Chrome on your laptop or on your phone. It's easier on laptop, but if you don't have laptop, don't worry, you can still do it on your phone. But whatsoever you are doing, make sure you are doing using Google Chrome. That's the first thing. So the second thing you are going to be needing is what we call Google Translate. Google Translate. Now, this Google Translate, if you are using phone, you have to download the app. But if you are using laptop, you don't need to download. You can just type Google Translate. This is it at the top here. So this is what it will bring for you. So you can select the language you want. In this case, we want Chinese. Chinese to English. So if you type or English to Chinese. So I'm going to show you when you will need this, but for now, just know. So this is what the website we are focusing on. I'm just telling you all this one to know that, okay, they exist, but we are not going to be focusing on Taobao. We are not going to be focusing on Alibaba. We are not going to be focusing on AliExpress. We are going to be focusing on 1688.com because remember, we are merchants. We want to be selling products. So we are going to be buying in quantity, not just one piece. because it's going to be business to business kind of transaction. And that is why it's extremely cheap here. Now, I said 1688 and Alibaba is the same thing, but another difference is a dollar, Alibaba is rendered in dollars, while 1688 is rendered in RMB. Now, with the current exchange rates, $1 $1 is $1 to Naira right now is I think 480. 1 RMB. I don't have the symbol, so I'll just use Y as the Y1 RMB right now is how much? 78, within 75 to 78 Naira. So this is the magic. This is where the magic starts from. If you see a product on Alibaba for $1, and you see that same product
Hello, Mr. Emmanuel. Mr. Emmanuel, we cannot hear you.
He's playing something.
Mr. Emmanuel, are you there?
Can you all hear me now?
Yes, we can. We couldn't hear you the other time.
Okay. Sorry about that. So I was trying to tell you that 1688 is the cheapest website in the world. And the reason why it's cheap is because of the different currency. 1688 is rendered in Chinese yuan, and then Alibaba is another cheap website, but that one is focused on the international market. Why 1688 is focused on only Chinese locals. That means only people that are staying in China can buy things on 1688. That is why it's cheaper for them. So this is Jack Ma trying to make life easy for his own people by selling the product on this particular site way cheaper compared to Alibaba. So the exchange rate of $1 to Naira right now is 480 Naira per dollar, while Chinese yuan, one Chinese yuan is between 75 to 78 Naira, because it's not stable and depending on where you are buying the RMB from. But the summary of it is, if you are buying a product on Alibaba for $1 and you are seeing the same product on 1688 for 1 yen, that means just look at the conversion of the exchange rate. So that is where you are saving a lot of money. So without wasting our time, I'm just going to be showing you how to, this site is rendered in Chinese automatically. It's designed to be in Chinese, but this one is showing in English because I'm opening with Google Chrome. So please, it is very important for everybody. For you to be successful, for you to use this particular website, you have to use Google Chrome always, either you're on your phone or you're on your laptop. Google Chrome always, please. That's the first rule of this business for you to be successful, because if you don't use Google Chrome, let's try another browser. If you don't use Google Chrome, it might not translate. But because Google has inbuilt translator on their browser, so it's easy for the browser to automatically translate it to English for you. So this website is loading, but I think it will waste our time. So let's just move on. So it's just to emphasize that if you use Google Chrome, immediately you open it, this is what you are going to see. Excuse me. If you are not using Google Chrome, this is what you are going to see. Everything is going to be in Chinese. So, but if you are using Google Chrome, it will translate automatically. Immediately if page is downloading, it will translate automatically. If it doesn't, if you look at my mouse, you right click on your mouse. If you right click, you see these options, and then you can see translate to English here. That's if it's not translating automatically. But ideally, once you just open the site, let me reload it so you see. Once you just open 168.com, you see it will render it in Chinese, but it will automatically change to English because the browser, Google Chrome, has an embedded Google Translate software in it. So you can see that it has already been translated. But if for some reasons, maybe your network is poor and it doesn't translate, aside the fact that you can click up here where I'm clicking to bring it out and just click English, and it will change it to English. But if it doesn't act that way, you can right click anywhere on your browser, but not click on a particular something. You don't click on something, but right click anywhere and then click on translate to English. And of course, it will render it in English language. Please, this is the basic thing you need to do to understand how to access the website. This is the first and most important step you have to take for you to access the website like a pro. Now, once you are in, there are different ways you can do product research. So now remember that during the course of our training, we were using a glass as an example. So if you already have a product, a particular product in mind, you can come to this search box and type whatsoever you are looking for. Remember when we were talking about our product research here, and we were talking about the eyeglasses. There are a lot of other things I'm going to show you that you can sell, but just let's start with this one. Remember when we were talking about this one, we mentioned eyeglasses. So let's go and look for the eyeglasses now. Anti-blue eyes. So you're going to see different types of that glasses, different types. So this is how to search for product on 1688 we are moving to. Now, you know, we have done our research, we have done our own due diligence, we have evaluated the idea. Now is obtaining your product you are in. So what do we do to obtain our product? You go on 1688.com, and then when it's done loading, you click on the search bar and type what you're looking for, the name of the product. That's if you know the name. But if you don't know the name, there are other ways you are going to search for a product. I'm going to be teaching you here. So I don't know why this is taking forever to load, but I guess we just have to give it time to load so that you can see. Okay, let me open another one, 1688.com. You see that it has been rendered in English automatically. So the first method for you to use when you want to search for product is to use the search bar. You just type whatever you are looking for. You just type it in this place and hit enter. That's the first step. Now, the second step is let's assume you don't have what's it called? Let's assume you don't know the name of that product. Maybe you are just scrolling on Instagram and you just found let me go to AliExpress. Let's assume you are just scrolling on your Instagram page and you stumbled on a particular product. Let me look for something. Mm. I'm looking for a product we can use as an example. Let me just search. Excuse me. Let me search for shoes. Okay. Now this is a shoe. This shoe is selling on AliExpress for $187. So let's do a small math here. $187 times, remember the exchange rate is 480. So this shoe is selling for 98,000 naira on AliExpress. Okay, so let's try and look for this product on 1688. So what I'll do is to download the picture. So this is the picture. I want to download it. No, it's not downloading as a picture. I'm trying to download the image because some of these browsers, they don't allow you to download images just like that directly from the browser. So we have to use some softwares to download them. So that's what I'm trying to do, but it's downloading it as a web page. It's downloading as a web page instead of, so I think what I'll do is just to screenshots. I can screen grab it and then edit it. So I'll just print screen. Then I'll go to my images. You don't need to do all this if you can just download the picture directly. It's because I can't download. That's why I'm doing this. So I just want to crop it just to bring out the shoe. Okay. Okay, perfect. So now I have the picture of this shoe. Remember how much it is on AliExpress, 187. So let's go to, okay, we have anti-blue eye now, but not now. So let's come back to 1688. So let's assume we are looking for this shoe. We've seen it on AliExpress. It can be any product. All you have to do is just to download the product. And then you come here, this search bar. Instead of typing, when we're looking for glass, we type eyeglass, anti-blue eyeglass. But in this case, if you check in front of the search bar, you see this camera icon. I'm sure you can all see my screen. So if you click on this camera icon, it will load your, it will bring in your, oh, okay, it wants me to sign in first. Let me just sign in. I'm going to teach you how to sign in and do every other thing. I just want you to understand how to do what we call image search. Because with image search, you can get any product what you are looking for, even if you don't know the name. Please, if you have any question, you can just type them out in the, if you have any question, please feel free to type them out for me. Oh, my network is really messed up this afternoon. Please, if you have any question as we go on, please feel free to drop them in comment section while we just try and do this. I just want to show you different ways you can search for product on 1680. There are 3 methods. The first one is to use the normal search bar to just type what you are looking for in this search bar. And then the second method is to use what we call the image search. And the image search will require you to just click this camera icon. You see, immediately you click it, it will open this box, and then I think your downloads, or where was that this thing downloaded? Okay. Then you look for the picture you downloaded from AliExpress. You look for it and then you open. So it's a very simple process. If you want to look for a product and you don't know the name of the product, you have searched different names. You see the name is 187. The name is C Square Toe Custom Bexpo, blah, blah, blah. But this is the price. So for us to get that product here, you have to just click the camera icon, select the products you downloaded and load. It's supposed to load automatically, but I think my network is really messed up. Okay, it's uploading. Okay. I think I was not patient enough. So we're just going to do it again. You click the camera icon, select the shoe, and then you leave it. Let's see if it's going to process it. So ideally, immediately you select the product, it will just load and it will bring you lots of that kind of picture on AliEx on 1688. Oh, my network is really messed up this afternoon. So this is the second method. While we are waiting for the network to come up, I want to show you the third method. So let's assume we are looking for, okay, it's loading now. So you see, this image search works like magic. You see the particular shoe, you see it. Now, by downloading the picture from AliExpress, you just come to 1688, click this camera icon, select the picture and load. You see, to bring you lots of other suppliers that are selling this same product. This same product. So it will now be left to you to now start. How do you now start checking? How do you start checking? How do you start checking? So let's try and do the conversion here. This is 187, and when we converted it to Naira, it was 89,000 Naira. So if we check here, it's showing 849. This is one price. So if we check 849 times 75, 63,000. Are you guys seeing the difference? Are you guys seeing the difference? We are going to round up in another 15 minutes. So this is just to show you how to access this website for now. Tomorrow, when we come back, we are going to start with how you can do a lot of other things. But for now, after this session, you can just go home, access this website, 1688.com, start looking for any product you've seen on Jumia, how you can sell the product and all. But just look at it. The same product. How do I know if it's the same product? Let's see. You see, it has, this is the name, CA Square. This is the same product here on 1688. You see? And then in different colors, of course, it's available in different colors. And then you see the price, and then it even has a video. When it's done loading, I'll play the video for you to see. So the same product, one is selling on AliExpress, is selling on AliExpress for $187, which is around 89,000. And the same shoe is selling here. Look at it. Look at it. The same shoe is selling for how much did we convert it to? 63,000. So if you are buying on AliExpress, you are buying for 89,000. If you are buying on 168, you are buying for 63,000. So you are saving like 20,000 naira by just buying on Alibaba or on 1688. So this is a simple way you can really get this thing started. You can import anything you are looking for. I'm going to be showing you practical products you can start importing like immediately. You can start making money from. But like I mentioned, we're going to round up in another like 10 minutes because this session is going to last till 1 p.m. But tomorrow, if you make it a date with us, we are going to come back again. And that tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to sell a lot of other products. Look at. And then look at this one is selling at this price because it's that same company. If you are not looking for that same company, you can buy the same quality for different prices. Look at other prices, 65. Look at other prices. You are going to be getting different types of different prices. So you now take your time to now determine which one do I want to buy from. So it works like magic. Now, this is the first. You see, you can keep scrolling down. You keep seeing more. You keep seeing more. You keep seeing different designs. Now, this is the second method. You remember the first method you use in searching for product on 1688 is for you to do direct search by using the search bar. The second method is using what we call the image search. The third method is, let's assume you are looking for baby items. Let's assume you type baby items. Let's assume you type baby items on your search bar and you search, and it's not bringing what you want. You can come back to your Google Translate, and in English, you type baby items, and then you see it has translated it to English. This is what baby items, this is how it's written in Chinese. So you just have to click on copy, and okay, you see that what is bringing is not so relevant to what we are looking for. So now let's go back and use the third method. This method is called the translation method. So the first one is to do the organic search. The second method is the image search. The third method is the translate, is the Google Translates, Control V, and then search. So you see that now, are you seeing the difference? We typed baby items normally in English in the search bar, and it was bringing some irrelevant stuff to us. But we simply typed baby items in English, and we converted it to Chinese, and we searched for it, and look at the results. Everything you are seeing here, they are baby items. Now, if you check the prices, they are ridiculously cheap. They are ridiculously cheap compared to how much they are selling in Nigeria. Like this particular baby feeders now, if you check, or this particular baby folder now, or baby wrap, I don't know what the name is. If you check how much it's sold in Nigeria, you will see compared to how much it's selling here in China. So you can use this as an assignment. You can go after this session now. I'm going to stop talking in another 3 to 5 minutes. So if you go home now, or when you are done, you have your private time, you can open your laptop or your phone, go on 1688.com, start searching for different products, anything. If you have any product idea, start searching it and be comparing the price they are selling on Jumia. You'll be shocked. Some people buy products for as cheap as 600 naira, and they are selling for 2,000, 5,000. Excuse me. In Nigeria, there's a particular couple's wristwatch that I saw on 1688. The landing cost to Nigeria is about 700. Now, they now separate it. It was 2. They now separate. They are now selling it 1 by 1. They now sell 1 for 115. So on one, they are making like 3,500. Some they make some profit margin as high as 7,000. So there's a lot of money to be made from this. But now you can just use this time to be research on different things. You can look for anything you are looking for. This is just baby items. There are no industries you are looking for that you cannot get. So I'll just round up here. This is just to open your eyes to the opportunities. You've learned how to start e-commerce. Now, where do you get your product from that you are going to start selling in Nigeria? This is the site, 1688.com. There's a lot of tips I'm still going to be showing you tomorrow. But for now, you've learned how to access the site. You've learned how to translate it to English. You've learned how to search for products using 3 methods. The first one is the organic method. The second one is the image search method. And the third one is the translation method. So tomorrow I'm going to be teaching you how to identify original suppliers, to know who to buy from, to know how to identify original product from fake, to know how to talk to the suppliers, to know how to do a lot of other things, and how to start calculating how to buy, how to ship it to Nigeria, and how to make sales. So tomorrow you want to invite your friends, you want to make sure you don't miss out on this opportunity. So I'll stop now, and if you have any questions considering what we have treated so far, please just ask in the comment section as I will be stopping right now. Thank you very much, everybody, for having me. It's a real privilege. Thank you, WFM 91.7, also for giving me this opportunity to teach and share what I know. So if you have any question, please, I'll be taking them now. Thank you very much, and that's it from me. But if you have any question, I'll still be here till the session ends, so you can just ask, I'll answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel, for this insightful session that you've given us today. We are really grateful. Please, if you have any questions so far, kindly put it up on the chat box. We can still afford to take 1 or 2 questions before we wrap up at 1. So please, let's send in our questions now. If you have any questions, you can raise your hands and he will quickly answer you. Do we have questions, please? Okay, so if there are no questions, I believe that we heard everything and we understood everything. And I want to say thank you again to Mr. Emmanuel for sharing your knowledge and for giving us practical knowledge on e-commerce and mini importation and digital marketing. I'm sure everybody learned 1 or 2 things from this session. And for everyone that has made our time to be at this training today, we say thank you and we are grateful, and we hope that your time was well spent, that it was worthwhile while you were here. Tomorrow's session will start at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. tomorrow, Nigerian time. Please do well to get here on time so we can leave on time. And bring in your questions. Probably you are ruminating over what was said today and you still want to get more clarification. Just send in your questions tomorrow. Bring them. I'm sure we'll take them first before we go into tomorrow's session. Once again, thank you for your time. EquipHer is an initiative of Women Radio 91.7 with the support of DigiVille. And our mandate is to empower women and girls with knowledge to be financially independent. That's what we hope that this training has done for you today. Thank you again and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Should we end it one day?